I'm streaming early? Well, early by comparison to what I have been streaming at. Hello, friends. I don't know what to say. I don't have much to say. I'm excited for this game, for this demo, really, because that's what it is. Let's be real. Although, as with a lot of demos, obviously this isn't the final product. It's not. It might change a bit between now and like what the actual game's gonna look like. But regardless, I'm really excited about Pathologic 3. So that's what we're doing today. Playing Pathologic 3 Quarantine, the new demo that dropped today. Yeah. I don't know. I'm like real pumped for this. I haven't been this like extremely excited about a thing in a while. You know, I've been excited about games recently and have been enjoying some video games even. But I'm very excited about this. Hey, Fruity. Yeah, I think you might be right. I might be a little excited about Pathologic 3. No, like super excited about it. I have plans to play through Pathologic 2 prior to the release of 3. Mostly so I can actually finally finish a run of it, because I haven't ever. But also it might give me an excuse to like make my dad experience Pathologic, because I made him watch, or at least listen to like a really long video about it at one point, and he was very interested. And I don't know, I'm excited. I'm excited about this series as a whole. It's kinda rad, is the thing. And Ice Pick Lodge has kind of been through it as far as like devs are concerned. To see them come back. Not that they ever went away. But there were periods there where it was looking a little sketchy for them. To see them like come back in like full force, with like a full team, dedicated and ready to take on Pathologic 3 is really exciting. Yeah, I know I was talking about it in my server earlier, but for anyone who doesn't know or whatever, this is going to be the third installation of the game. It's all telling me the same story in slightly different ways and from slightly different perspectives. First one, you can play as 3 different characters. Second one, you can only play as one character. You can play as the Perspex. This one, you get to play as the Bachelor, and we have had some low-key confirmation that eventually we're gonna get a Pathologic 4, and we're gonna get a fully complete, fully polished run for the Changeling. And I'm dummy excited about that. Anywho, I'm gonna stop talking. And do y'all wanna play this here video game? 'Cause I do. Yeah, I fucked around with the settings a little bit. Hopefully it should be set up correctly, but if we have any issues, let me know and we'll try and address them. I'll also keep an eye out for it, but, you know, it is what it is. But let's do this, I guess, I suppose. Yeah, I just want to hop in. I just want to play. I just want to experience game. The capital, where the Bachelor returned in disgrace after the step town perished. Oh, spoilers. Not spoilers. Sucks. You to focus your attention. Oh, you have to hold. Hello. There's nothing here. Someone died here. Fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. Out of scorn? Backs turned? Or out of fear? Hello?
Why do they continue to normalize death?
My face is in the wrong spot. Give me a second. Let's go here. Seraphima? Why aren't you at the interrogation yet, Bachelor? You're supposed to be there already. What happened? Why did you come here? What's going on outside? What are you looking at? Or, they told me it's not an interrogation, actually. They just want to talk. I'm a witness, not a suspect. For now. What's going on outside?
Like old Professor Luria, he used to say, every cobbler should stick to his last.
Uh-huh. Hang on, Chief. Did they summon you because of, Thanatica? Will the order to shut the laboratory down be revoked? Postponed? I believe I was summoned because of the sand plague. They fear the epidemic might have already spread here to the capital. Yes, the order will be postponed. We'll do some work yet, I hope. Or no, they're not revoking it. Thanatica is no more. Well, I can't say any of these things with certainty. I can't say any of these things with any certainty. I believe I was summoned because of the sand plague. Kim, thank you for the bubble. Hope you're doing well. So you're the doctor who first discovered this deadly epidemic. This, dirt disease? Is it true that it killed off a whole steppe town in a week? 25,000 dead? Listen to me. All of this is just hearsay. Please leave our director alone. He has important work to do. And you, Chief, should hurry off now. Your appointment is at 8. Okay. No, answer me this, since you're the one in charge. Is it true or not? You said this disease was already in the capital? I never said that. I said they believe the epidemic might already have spread here. That's what I said. And the bureaucrats are usually wrong. Excuse me? Not exactly 20,000, strictly speaking. Fewer. And there were 417 survivors. Scant, but non-zero amount of hope. Woof! Still, what are you staring at? What's going on out there? Sorry, the non-zero amount of hope. So the thing about Daniel, the Bachelor, is kind of an asshole. I'll do bureaucrats are usually wrong. Excuse me? Are we just gonna stare at this? Is this fine? We have no thoughts on the matter. It's fine. I'm not worried. I'm a little worried. Day 8, in which the Bachelor says farewell to hopes and tries to flee the doom to step down. As we can tell. I did hear that this kind of jumps around through the narrative a little bit without, like, giving too many spoilers. But does just... Well, I say that. We know that the fucking town got demolished. Hi, buddy. You can go no further. Karatin. Enough cawing. It was I who set up the quarantine in the first place. I'm so tired of running into obstacles that I created myself. Who are you? State your name. Well, he's the executor. Executor? Executor. I know words. Enough cawing. It was I who set up the quarantine in the first place. Didn't recognize you at first glance. You've changed quite a bit after a week in our town. I'm Sava Kremenets, number 72, last of the Volunteer Orderlies Corps. Since you're here, consider this my resignation. I don't accept your resignation. The last volunteer, the last post, the last frontier. How quickly it all came to an end. I like that one. You promised to save our town, but all you leave behind are ashes and graves. What lies ahead of you is not the steppe, but a fog of uncertainty. So where will you go now, oh man who lost to death? What a way to talk to me, 72. Grow too fond of your mask? Abide by the protocol and stop with the implications. There's a distinct smell of creosote. There's a railroad nearby. I'll return to the capital. They're shutting down Thanatica, my lab, and the academy must hear of this dreadful disease. No reason to stay here. The town is lost. I admit I'm not omnipotent, but I've tried. I'm not God, but I attempted. Where will you go now? I'll return to the capital. People whisper rumors that the only doctor in town plans to abandon them, to flee. The most fortunate, the survivors, already plan their own escapes. Could they be saved? Guess I'll take them to the capital. I need witnesses. I couldn't save them with medicine, so I will try by other means. Sandpests should be kept within the town's limits, or else it will devour the whole nation. Some of the survivors might be infected. Quarantine means quarantine. Each decision leads to regret the next day. Each step, the abyss. How can one sleep after that? My nightmares are my personal problem. Or personal matter. Seems I'm in a waking dream. What screeches out in the steppe? And what shadow that almost touches the sky? Vita somnium breve. Nightmares multiply in darkness. It's their nutrient medium. Just like blood for a plague. So some matches on me. I'll find a way to fend off the darkness. See those bonfires? Those were prepared on my orders to fence off the plague districts. Now they will light my path. I'm not afraid of nightmares. Reality is much more horrific. You see those bonfires? The light of salvation burns and then fades. Like hope, like someone's life on a hospital bed. Do you think you'll manage to escape? She already follows you, trying to reach you. She won't just let you leave. Who is she? The plague? Death? Could that be someone threatening my lab? Think I've nowhere to go, that in the capital everything is already lost? Not that step fairy tale nonsense about monsters again. Death? You're a fool, Bachelor Denkovsky. Conscience! Of course it's conscience. You cannot run from your conscience, not even on a train. No, you'd be lucky to even board that train alive. What form your conscience assumes, that is on you and your broken imagination. You imply that I imagine that horrific silhouette, the hallucinations of a guilty conscience? It's likely just neuroses. No time to wax philosophical. The fog thickens, the bonfires fade, and I still seek a train. Apparently one with escapees. My conscience is clear. I did all I could for the town. One person alone cannot fight an outbreak of an unknown disease. No time to wax philosophical. Come back to where you came from, Doctor. Try to become your old self again. Just don't forget the matches. Enough with your scare tactics, or thank you, 72, if it's really you, for your volunteer service. You too did all you could. Enough with your scare tactics. Excuse? Seems fine. Ooh-wee. Oh, hello! Didn't run fast enough. Daniel is not very quick. He's a man of science, not exercise. Alright, can I... try again, please? How many matches do I have? I was too busy looking at the bone thing. Oh! Game, what am I supposed to do? Not Daniel just breathing heavily in the loading screen. Please. Oh, I see. Okay. I kind of need to go where it is. Less breaks between the bonfires. That was my bad. I should probably, like, look at that thing. Maybe. Beasts and death are scared of fire. It doesn't burn for long. Is Amara of the Marsh a beast or a death? Anything new? No. Okay. Oh, no! I'm trying. You're not telling me nothing, though. Oh, jeez! I'm sorry that chat wasn't working for you, but happy to have you here now. Do I go in? I go in. But yeah, how's it going? I'm gonna be ill. The stench. Out. Out! Wow, this is a bad train. Was this in... That doesn't feel like that was supposed to happen. Your friend's been acting weird with Twitch. Oh, I guess it was supposed to happen. Twitch mobile is always like super touchy. I know that it's been like acting up a lot recently. I miss you too. Hi. Hope you're doing well. I am certainly doing. It's been a heck of a day. Oh my god. Hello? Can I help you? Grandmaster in chess with death. Say he stutters outside Thanatica. I wouldn't know. What happened to him afterwards? Fearless heart to see things through. Glasses without diopters to look older. What happened to her afterwards?
Need to do the reverse transcriptase test again. Pretty sure
I'm gonna
missed the heat
lose my
mark
mind
in
hearing
the
all
fourth
this.
series.
This pounding. Do you hear those peculiar footsteps on the stairs? Ominous footsteps. I think they're coming for us. They catch you here, there's no telling what might happen. You could even be arrested.
No. Yes. Cheap. Always. Same as always.
Shall I
Still
continue?
love them, though.
Latin, please. The ruling goes on. Your Thanatica, the nation's only laboratory specializing in novel life extension techniques, comes across as a pseudo-scientific wild goose chase. The so-called effective immortality project. Enough of this. I'm sick of her already. Wild goose chase. Gaggled of ossified dotards. There'll be an inquiry based on our results at the Academy Special Commission, which, as you know, Karlovic is on. Ossified. Oh, but there's more! Has, according to a number of scientists, included Voronin, Zegler, and Vilinovich, achieved significant breakthroughs. You can skip this part. There. In view of the Academic Council deemed it to lack any prospects whatsoever, the only rational course of action would be to suspend the research, transfer the laboratory to the purview of the Chemistry Institute, and dismiss its staff. I can recite it from memory by now. Perhaps you could retell it in verse, Platin? It would calm you down and put things in broader perspective. I won't let them, it's my life's work. I don't know to what extent you two might say the same. Actually, there is still hope, Bachelor. If we present them that mortal man from the Central Step... what was his name? Sheen? Ivan? Kane. Simon Kane. No time, colleagues, no time! They're already climbing the stairs. Denkovsky, you need to run. There will be no commission while you're gone. We can stall the proceedings. Go and fetch us an immortal, right away. We'll tell them you're on that trip. For once, the red tape will play into our hands. We'll stall. Reports, audits, you name it. An appeal if all else fails. But if they find you, they'll convene and force us to testify, and we won't be able to wriggle out of that. I agree. If you leave before you're handed the ruling, it's their fault for missing you. But if you wait until afterwards, that's obstruction. They won't miss a chance to hold it against you. They'll use whatever pretext they can. What about you two? What would they want with us? You're the big-name scientist, so act like it. You're the one they need. And that Sheen person is just who you need. Kane. Oh, for God's sake. Platin, shall we toss him out the window? That's it. They're here. Hear those voices? They must be deciding whose head is hard enough to batter down the door with. Get out. The eastbound train departs at 4:15. You can make it right on time. You two keep cool. Stall for time and keep mum. Oh wait, one last thing. Have a look at this while you're on your way. You've been promising to for 3 months already, but you never found the time. It's a tool for studying tuberculosis. The air humidity thing, remember? Kaufman, Gorski, Anastine. Right. Those two postgraduates with their heads in the clouds. It's long past time we got rid of them. It isn't. They've spent 6 months putting this together. It really does respond to humidity, temperature, and air composition. We've tested it on dust. We have more pressing issues right now. Case in point, when is report S-104 coming in? You know, the cytological... Is he trying to be funny or what? Get out, Chief. Use the back door and don't come back without your immortal... I'll bring him with me. Sorry, I don't know why he was being weird about that for a second there.
They'll go to any length, Chief, but
Wait.
our lengths are longer.
Just one more thing. So we are no longer in a hurry? Take care of yourself, Chief. You're so reckless. Head always in the clouds. You don't really know how to fend for yourself, do you? Do you even care about yourself? Without my immortal, you say? Anything to go without my immortal, thank you. As if you're any different, Seraphima. Hi, stars. Verisil, hello, welcome. It is a new game. It is just the demo for a new game, but it is a new demo for a new game. How are you doing? Excuse me while I just drink my lemonade. I got myself some Taco Bell earlier because it's been a fucking day. So I chugged a Baja Blast, and now we're chugging some lemonade, as ones want to do. Raven still has our sweater. It's unbelievable. Give me back my sweater, Raven. So we're all doomed without you. Please abide by protocol, Seraphima. Bam. Enough of this. Are you armed? Why, I'm armed with my vast intellect and a quick wit. As long as I can open my mouth, they won't know what hit them. I kind of like Daniel just leaning into the arrogant asshole sort of situation. Daniel, are you armed? Seraphima, do you really believe the steppe is such a wild country? Please, just take it with you. It will come in handy. Best I can do is point it at someone and pretend it's loaded. Might not work on the bears, though. Well, at least point it then. You can be very persuasive sometimes, Chief. Best of luck to you and Platin, Seraphima. I have gun. It is empty. Can't open that. Oh, what's this? He doesn't look like that in real life. Doesn't even have this haircut. Well, who is it? Bird. Implying he's banging his head against the wall like someone they know. Graduate students call him Daniel the Dinosaur. I happen to think he's just dead tired. Can I open this one? No. Can I put my gun away? Thank you! This felt weird, walking around with it just out in the open. One of many whose head will be put on a spike as a warning to the daring. In my expert opinion, this specimen looks more like a Daniel Dantkovsky. He won't even mention me in textbooks, I reckon. Not even longevity tendencies and Calyptra felicitry and other bloodsuckers. Okay.
Freeze!
Oh! Hi.
He's out of ammo.
I hit the wrong button. Oopsies! The worst bluff. Hi! Bang!
Freeze!
Not thinking nothing about these guys. It's fine. Whoopsies. What's over here? Yet again, Bachelor Dankovsky is banging his head against the closed door. Can't go through here. Well, top the banister. Can hear you in there, hen-hearted vermin. Poured me cognac not 2 weeks ago. Kartsevich. Just want to see all the things he's thinking. Taxidermy specimen can receive any cure. The closet for visual aids. Truly, they are the real immortals. We all learn to do this. Why'd you have to be the best student, you bastard? The order's not even in yet, but our names are already crossed out. Are they penning the epitaph too, I wonder? Does it even have accolades, or is it just dearly beloved by his friends? Can't for the life of me remember what's behind here. My wits are scattered. They had no talent. They deserved it. You said nothing, Dankovsky, when these ones were closed down and evicted? Didn't they? Didn't they what?
I'm Daniil Dankovsky, Bachelor of Medicine. My research into the limits of human life has brought me renown. I've devoted all my energy and remarkable intellect to combating the greatest fear that binds humanity, the inevitability of imminent death. Seeking proof of my theories, I traveled to a small, steep town to examine a person of phenomenal longevity, Simon Kane. But I walked into a trap. The moment I arrived there, an unknown disease struck the town. It devoured the town like a wildfire. Its contagion and lethality surpassed anything humanity had ever faced. And I became the only doctor standing in the way of this unprecedented pestilence.
Artemy is there too. Don't worry. Can't look that far around.
Folders, sticks, whips, and wicks. But no coins. Give them a miss.
Let's go back to your testimony, Bachelor Dankovsky. Testimony? So this is an interrogation. A preliminary investigation. Let's try to remain level-headed. The ministerial inspection of your lab, the Natica, began in early September. Your presence was required at all times. Instead, you dashed off across the country to a backwater town to bring back what might be described as a person with unique longevity, or at least the results of his medical evaluation. Clear evidence that Thanatica's work had potential. I did not flee. Or, yes, an immortal man. In these unprecedented pestilence times. If it's anything like the first one, he is not good at his job when he is not the player character. Listen, he's got one thing on his mind, and it's, how do I defeat death? And everything else is secondary. We'll say clear evidence that Thanatica's work had potential. I did not flee. I did not flee. You think I brought a baby? You think I brought a baby? Sorry. If you know, you know. Yes, this town had an outbreak of some fever the scientific community had no knowledge of. As luck would have it, you were the only medical professional at the site of the event. You were forced to remain there since leaving was impossible. You led the effort to combat the epidemic and evidently took on some field research as well. Accurate so far? Accurate so far. Still don't see what exactly you're trying to find out. Well, not inaccurate. Devil's in the details. You seem to be setting up some trap. You did not succeed. A complete failure. It goes without saying that one would be foolish to fault a medical specialist in a situation like yours. The remoteness, the lack of communication, the hostile environment. Terrible conditions for scientific work. What doctor could have possibly succeeded in those? No one blames you. On the contrary, many stopped just short of saying I deliberately brought the infection to the capital. Perhaps I should have walled myself in the lab report pinned to my corpse. Or with a lab report pinned to my corpse. Yeah, 0 fleeing. None. None fleeing. Yeah, on the contrary, many stopped short of just saying I deliberately brought the infection to the capital. I said I don't. Wait, are we the investigator? Yeah, are we the investigator now? Said I don't blame you, didn't I, Bachelor, for any of it. Did you hear me? Besides, you were in a state of extreme exhaustion. Add to that the stress of the whole situation around your lab. That was clearly what had to be done. You were aware as a specialist of the magnitude of the risk, were you not? Sorry. Brutal. Very good eyes clipping through the eyelids. Is that his eyes, or is it a weird shadow? I think it's a weird shadow, but either way. You pretend it's eyeballs clipping through. Now I'm just fixated on the weird eyeballs. Would the Capitol outright say that that was the case? Weird Eyeshadow McGee. That's what they called me in middle school. No. We'll say, besides, you were in a state of exhaustion. Besides, that ordinance from last year. What? That's better. Tell me, if you'd be so kind, what causes your suspicious unease? I wouldn't assume a guilty conscience. Something surprising? I wouldn't assume a guilty conscience. I suppose we can't rule out a setup. Too many coincidences. That letter about Simon lures me to the town. No one shows me Simon. The whole place locks down, trapping me. While I'm left to die, Thanatica is destroyed. Just before a scientific breakthrough. My final hours are spent studying the sand pest. Crafty, I must admit. Yeah, I was gonna say, paranoid much, buddy? But looking at you from the outside, what I see is a paranoid man. An egocentrical one at that. I see a worn-out man, unsure whether he's still among the living. A man disassembled. Trying to help you put yourself back together. I realize I'm covering up a couple of these options. I'm sorry. We'll read this one, which is, I feel as if you no longer know who you are. I look at you and feel frightened, like I'm facing someone who isn't human. Rude. Are you alone, Dankovsky? My impression is of countless people occupying the same shell over the past 2 hours, one after another. I see a paranoid man, says the investigator. What do you want to know? What I could have done? Alright, my first idea was quarantine. I needed time to study the disease, so I isolated patients in their homes. No, I isolated entire districts. I tried to get at least a day ahead of it. It was spreading too swiftly, and of course I ensured that no one could leave the town. Click on stream to see what's happening. There's a man in broad detail staring at me. Spooketh to me. Also, there's a clown on the bottom right. Fun fact. It's me, I'm Clown. Hi, Cell. I don't know. Like, it's definitely, like, a stylistic choice, right? To have them prominently featured when they're talking, but I really like it. I, like, couldn't figure out what it reminded me of, but, like, I heard somebody describe it, as, like somebody giving a monologue, like, during a play, which, like, tracks with how, the first 2 games worked. And it's like, this is their moment. This dialogue that we are having with them is important and deserves, like, full focus. But also, like, I don't know, like, the close-up detail, like, in some cases, like, you'll get, like, different lighting and different shading on characters, which helps, like, bring through, like, their personality and stuff. I don't know. I like it. It's strange and cool. It's like the oddly detailed bits in SpongeBob, just like that, 100%. Honk Keisha's nose and you're gonna get drop kicked. Fun fact. I mean, not entirely wrong. Play in horror? Play like King in Yellow? King in Yellow signals? Surprise! It all comes back. No. It's, I don't know. Like I said, like, I'm planning on, like, playing through, like, finally doing start to finish, a playthrough of at least Pathologic 2. I am considering doing multiple playthroughs. I don't know. We'll see, because there's lots of different things that you can do, and lots of different outcomes. But, thank you for the lyric, Cell. If people are interested, and if I have the time, I could potentially do, like, a playthrough for YouTube. Because I don't think it would be particularly good on stream, because I will get distracted and not be fully immersed. But if that's a thing that we're interested in, like let me know. I'm definitely gonna do, like, a playthrough for myself. Because I just want to, like, hyperfixate for a little bit on it. But yeah, if you guys are interested in that, let me know. Otherwise, I do have a few people who have played through all of it if you're interested in watching those and want a suggestion. Again, if you're interested in the game at all. Fruity's interested? Figured you would be. I mean, honestly, even if it's just one person who's interested in it, I'll do it. I'll do it. That's fine. I don't need that much of an excuse. But it does come down to, like, an energy thing for me. Worst comes to worst, Fruity. Even I can work something out where we play at the same time. Similar to what we did before, but, you know, we experience it at the same time. Play it together, is what I'm trying to say. Wow, words are hard. Anyway. Excuse me. Yeah, get back to your homework, Sal. Goodness. Yeah. Also this idea that, like, the Bachelor can't remember exactly what he's done, I heard is, like, going to be, like, a core mechanic for the game, or at least, like, play into the mechanics for the games, where it's, like, you can go back, and, like, change things up, and, like, because his memory isn't all that good. Yeah, we parallel played for a while, but we could just do it on a single save and debate choices together. We got options. There's lots of options. There's lots of choices around here. But yeah, this whole, like, I wanted to do a quarantine, isolate patients in their home, but wait, no, actually, I isolated entire districts. Is interesting. It doesn't commit you to any one choice, but allows you to, like, play around with it, which I think is cool. It's, like, vastly different from what 2 was. And, like, the interview that I saw on Ragnar Rox's channel about this, with, fuck, I can't remember her name, Afina? That might be it. But the narrative director for the game wants, like, all of the, like, mechanics to, like, not parallel, but support, like, the characters', like, personalities and stuff like that, and I think that's really cool. I really like this game. I like this series. The steps you took only shortened the lifespan of the settlement. Were you always aware of the consequences of your decisions? We'll do that. You referred to the popular discontent? I didn't need love from them, only discipline. A difficult surgery can't be performed on a resisting patient. That's why patients get tied up, held down, or anesthetized. Every step I took was justified, or the town wouldn't have lasted those 7 days. Oof. Danielle, please. Spent 12 days in the Gorkin area. I have on my file on the desk here. You familiarized yourself with it, correct? You think so? Let's take a look at the timeline of your decisions, if you can call them that. What I'm seeing is mistake after mistake. You're too intelligent to not suspect malicious intent here. Or sabotage. We'll do the middle one. It's a little less aggressive, but still pointed. Let's take a look at the timeline of your decisions. Okay. Map of thoughts, conclusions, and doubts. Mind map! Oh boy. Important events happen every day. Select a day to recall what transpired. Oh, does this, like, show how some of these are connected? No, I don't think so. Never mind. It's the same way that it looked before. The Immortal Man is dead. Plague in town. Conspiracy. No more clues. No one to count on. The town is beheaded. The army is bringing in the cannons. Evian has taken her own life. Spasmi mortis. Death is victorious. Day 2? Thread is severed. Station is all but dead. No trains are coming. It's like they never did. There was never any Simon. The Kane family are pompous fools up to their necks in naive esoterics. They must have imagined their immortal Simon. Do immortals die? Only if you come to visit them, Denkovsky. No need to waste any more time in this dusty little town. No Simon Kane. I can't meet that supposedly immortal man. He went to the end of the world chasing nasty rumors, Denkovsky. Wait, hold on. Mold! The crud sprawl has a nasty smell. Can they at least have sewers here? The air has gone black. Factory spews some kind of soot. Olgumsky, their owner, should thank the heavens I'm not really a government inspector. Sick dog. A little boy caught my sleeve. Anxious about some mongrel. Is no concern of the bachelor. He should go to the local sawbones. I swore off dealing with animals while I was still doing my residency. People light bonfires for day 3. Oh, this is cool. Sorry. Some filth creeps down the streets, making this... Excuse me. Excuse me. Phone. I thought you were muted. Hello, sirs. Some filth creeps down the streets, making the skin of those infected crumble like sand in 5 hours. Local elites are trying to take emergency measures. They don't even have a hospital in this backwater. Ridiculous. Prophet of the Kane family. Kane last spewed some nonsense about visions and the town's approaching death. Didn't listen. Jesus, man. Do we want to go through all of these? Like, I'm super down to look at all of these. But if y'all aren't, we can press ahead. People have lost their minds. It's madness out there. Stabbings, tearing clothes off corpses. They say someone important has died. It's a trap! Can it be that Simon Kane has never existed? Could he have been invented to lure Bachelor Denkovsky to this backwater? And I know why. No one has ever dealt with a disease like this before. I think I'll have the cure with infection if I'm stuck in here with it. Never swore the Hippocratic Oath to the violators of free will. Damn, man. Tellman, that rat. Or is it Tellman's doing? What's he doing in Thanatica while I'm locked in here? Escape, escape, escape! By any means, at any cost. I failed to escape. I was disgracefully apprehended at the station. The trap has sprung. Olgimsky's daughter told me the man who saw Simon Kane last hides in the warehouses. All I can do is go, looking for clues. The last witness, Stach Rubin, is dead. Maria Kana promised one of her friends would tell me about the town's fate, but all I found were some drunks mourning a corpse. The plague spreads across the town. I can see things in the infected districts, things that are not there. In this lack of thought, lack of power, people listen to the charlatans. They are ignorant, our people. Haruspex! A local dropout. Not even a witch doctor, just a butcher, and they still believe him. It's because he's a local. Love Artemy. The crazy changeling, Clara. But the, beatific girl who claims she's a saint is even worse. Damn, he does not think kindly of his peers. Can we call him that? Can we call them peers? Could I do that for the Thanatica? Saw one of the architects of the strange polyhedron tower being questioned. He chose to die rather than relinquish his blueprints. The Kanes have no past. Relative of Simon was driven mad. The owners of the town's main enterprise are convicted. The Olgimskys have no present. The town's governor and his wife have renounced their daughter. Saburovs have no future. The Inquisitor is a headsman. Half the town elite's in prison, the other hanging in a noose, and still nothing's improved. Hangman. Yulia Lurekeva? I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing any and all of these incorrectly. A logistics worker keeps saying she could have prevented it. I don't think she could. The Inquisitor's arrival will surely restore order. It's not gonna. Spoilers. And she looked at the work of her own hands and saw that her life's work meant nothing. Olgimsky, the factor owner, doesn't have an heir anymore. Crazed crowd didn't forgive the town's judge for failing to keep the order. The reins are loose. All three ruling families are torn apart, broken, plowed over. Time has cast them aside. Governor Saburov's wife has died at the hands of a lousy doctor. Your hands, Denkovsky. Trying to avenge someone, a local woman named Ravel killed the general. The army is mutinous. You can hear the polyhedron creaking. It's going to collapse under its own weight any minute now. I can imagine how confusing some of this might be if you're not familiar with any of the other games. But hey, things to look forward to. They've sent in the army. Do they want your death, Denkovsky? Or are they really ready to level down this town? This pest house? Rude. People live here, man. Stillwater's owner, the only ray of sunshine in this odious town, took her own life. What have you done, Denkovskys? What have you not? Crowds and anarchy rule the town. Oopsies. Come on. Plague has burned almost everyone. Science can do nothing about this disease. Can't be stopped. Drunken army goons shoot whichever way they please. Sandpest has devoured the whole town. Miracle Tower tilts. Cracks. What the polyhedron? The immortal Simon Kane is dead. The town is dead. Bachelor Denkovsky is dead. We equal a man to the work of his life. Bleak, man. The entrance is boarded off, and it has no bearing on my task anyway. What is that? Oh, Thanatica, okay. An incredible tower is overlooking the bridge square. A local lady was nice enough to let me stay with her. Courage, Denkovsky. Simon Kane is the only— oh, I'm on day 1. That's why that doesn't make any sense. I was like, wait, everyone's fucking dead. What do you mean it's okay?
Your talent doesn't have too many admirers. Everyone's against you. Sagler, Villanovich, Voronin. Shall I continue?
Well, why are you looking at me like that? As if you're seeing this for the first time. As if this is the first time. It's not like I've rummaged through your papers. No, not the first time. You showed me 2 hours ago, at the start of our conversation. I'm sorry, but what's written here is utter nonsense. This isn't how it happened at all. Facts lifted from their context, twisted into new ones. You know, the worst lie is a partial truth. What's written here is utter nonsense. This isn't how it happened. Alright, let's look at the 5th day. Remember, when you seemingly admitted the vaccine was possible, you'd volunteers brought to you and inoculated them with sandpest. Are you still with me, Denkovsky? Look me in the eye. Are you here? I am here, but I'm certainly not with you. Whose testimony do you even base this on? Who slanders my name? No, incorrect from the start. Do you intend to provoke me with this preposterous document? What is your goal, Inspector? Look at that trembling lip. Calm your nerves. The very reason you're sitting here is so that we may find the truth, isn't it? Doesn't matter. You said enough in 2 hours to not only be fired from your department, but also tried as a criminal. The reason you're sitting here is so we may find the truth, is it not? I won't be intimidated. I'm a doctor, a scientist. Do you hear me? I've come back from hell, the phantasms of a nightmare could never portray, and I worked there as a doctor. Do you understand? A doctor, not an exterminator or inquisitor, not a police inspector or army commander. I am a medical professional. Number of people you've personally killed already puts you ahead of many in the army and police. Shade. I'm not trying to intimidate you. Perish the thought. I'm sorry, I'm exhausted as well. You must have misunderstood me. You're an intelligent man, Dr. Denkovsky, one with decisive judgment, unafraid to make mistakes and answer for them. I admire you. Enough of that tone. Don't you grow tired of it yourself? Put this on record. That backwater didn't have a hospital. Understand? It did not have a hospital. But it did have a theater. So I repurposed it somewhat into a hospital. Studied patients there. Creating a vaccine was the priority. That's what I did. I vaccinated people. You did that each day? Every day? An hour ago you said a vaccine is impossible. Creating a vaccine isn't as simple as brewing a cup of tea. The disease mutated fast. The scientific community had never seen anything like it. I had to create a vaccine every day. Do you understand? A new one each time. All the while I had no equipment, no lab. I had to improvise new methods in a matter of minutes. A hospital? You know what? I believe you, but I need more details, facts. A theater? Let's talk more about the 5th day after you arrived. Records from the 5th day state that out of 780 patients vaccinated, 412 died. Jesus Christ. Sorry. Woof. 412 died? We have completed Act 1. Day 5, in which the Bachelor winds up the people and has to rewind. Can I leave? No? Okay. Whoa! Hi, Tragedian. Signor, you're here! Upon the stage once more. The man who made a hospital out of the theater will have eyes on him aplenty. Do you know what the orderlies behind your back are whispering? No, what are they saying? I don't care about gossip so long as it doesn't distract the orderlies from their duties. I still can't believe that this miserable little town didn't have a hospital until I showed up. I don't care about gossip. Your servants will be fine, will you? They say you have a seesaw in your head. They picture you a man atop a board, atop a barrel, gun in hand, aiming as you roll and teeter to and fro. A seesaw inside my head. Maybe the rumors have a little truth to them. Quit distracting me with the idle chatter. Extreme, Signor. Extremes can kill you dead. One moment, mired in apathy, the next in mania, trying to do everything at once. You're caught between your pounding heart and your 2 hesitating feet. A man of impulse, yet sometimes paralyzed. That there is your seesaw. Fair enough criticism, how else could I be? Hard not to veer into extremes when a whole town is being consumed by a novel disease. This is all just speculation. It's hard not to veer into extremes. As we stand here in the old theater, let me then play the doctor and prescribe balance. The golden mean. Though you may yet be swept to Skila or to Charybdis. And even now, what do you feel? As soon as you approach the sick, indifference and gloom begin to burden you. Yes, I feel as though I'm already exhausted, already anticipating failure. The thought alone drains my strength. Exaggerating again, if I were really so depressed as to be catatonic, I wouldn't have even started this conversation. Well, I technically didn't. So much talking with no practical use. Give me your impression of a prescription if you fancy yourself a doctor. Strongest treatment is right here. The same we use to numb the hopeless sick. These drugs may work for you as well, but mind that as you take them, you become accustomed to them, and you'll need more and more each time. Perfectly aware of that. Isn't that an extreme measure? Didn't expect I'd be choosing between using medication on myself or on a patient. Isn't that an extreme measure? But there are other ways as well. A drink and a smoke, perhaps. Things you may not expect can stabilize you. Warm yourself by the fire, wash yourself in cool water, even kicking a trash bin in frustration. You will know what helps you best. You are a scientist, so experiment. Quite an experiment, measuring the psychological effect of kicking cans. I will be sure to report my findings to the capital. Yes, I should be looking to keep myself together with the bare minimum. I can't afford to lose focus when dealing with patients. Thank you, Thespian. It is easy to forget the simplest things. Quite an experiment. Send my reports to the capital. And yet, it wouldn't hurt to take some pills with you. Who knows what madness lies ahead? Take something from the hospital supplies. Besides the other fronts you struggle on, there's the struggle with yourself, Signor. What could be harder? You could have just said, Medici cura te ipsum. I remember and I dread. You actors do love to exaggerate. I've got some tobacco, I've got some camphor, bromide, and strychnine. If you think you're seeing something terrifying, it's always just people in masks. They're just people in masks. They pass for a Greek chorus if this was a tragedy, but it's all vaudeville. Is there even a reason to talk? Apathy. Okay. Inventory. What is this? Game I would like to... There we go. Bromide, camphor, tobacco. Strychnine. A poison, I was gonna say. Which is the same as medicine, invigorating in small doses. Addictive. With each use, the effect becomes weaker. Alright, so this outer bar is my mindset / health. Outer scale represents your mindset. Increasing mania is indicated by the scale going clockwise. Increasing apathy counterclockwise. Avoid both extremes as they will hinder your health and abilities. Okay. Inner scale represents health. Mind state. Health. Understood. Can I use...
Half a tone louder.
Increase inhibition in the cerebral cortex, in other words, stills the brain. Sometimes that's exactly what I need. Oh, shit! I did that wrong.
Think.
Didn't mean to use all of it, but that's okay. Hi, we're fine now. My brain works again. Savacra minutes. Number 72. I'm an orderly on quarantine duty. What are your instructions? 72 quarantine sounds familiar. What were you doing yesterday? Here are your orders. Take a dozen trusted people with you. I'm reassigning you to the cemetery. Burials, cremations, and all that. You're dismissed. You have a family, right, Sava? Here are my orders. Take off that ridiculous costume, take your family, and hide somewhere in the steppe with them. Sounds familiar. What were you doing yesterday? Cleared out this place like you ordered. Remember the size of the crowd that showed up yesterday? It's at a hospital's for doctors, not the sick. No, this won't do. Allow me to correct you. I said we needed space to work. I said the sick ward was going to be at the station now, and this place would be the research facility. That was what I said. School bells for the teachers, not the students. Parliament is no place for debate. Medical science is not for the people. Curate ipsum. I never said that. Basically, those who have the sand pest are beyond help. They're supposed to go to the general sick ward at the station to die. You had us give them morphine, laudanum, lead, and whatever else eases their pain. And the patients you wanted us to bring here were the rare ones who hadn't died within 5 hours and could even still walk. That's correct, they're the ones we're going to work with. I'm afraid that this is how history will record my orders, even though I meant something else entirely. Right, listen up. From now on, kindly record everything I say verbatim, to the letter. Is that clear? I'll be checking. Can I talk to you? Muratikian, number 28. Started my shift at 10. What's our plan for today, Doctor? Vaccine, obviously, we were unsuccessful yesterday and the day before. Therefore, today's plan remains the same. Only ever one plan. Every effort goes toward the vaccine. Right now, we're going to identify the strain. Out of the 780 vaccinated patients from the past 3 days, how many have died? Give me a second. 401. I thought it was 412. We've been catching those longs as you instructed. You know, the rare cases where they get infected but resist the sand pest for a long time. We've got 3 again for today, over there on the platform. The stage. Just 3? Shame. Well, at least we'll be done quickly. What the hell? I told you yesterday that they have to be kept separate. No contact between them. How was that unclear? Hope none of them are faking it. Yesterday you lot brought in no less than a dozen enthusiastic pretenders. That doesn't feel right. Even for someone like Danielle. At least we'll be done quickly. Doctor, last night we had a chat amongst ourselves, and there's something we don't get. What's, like, the point of figuring out what these longs are sick with, besides the sand pest? They're gonna die either way. How does it help us to figure out if they also have anemia, or, I don't know, measles? On top of the earthen plague, I mean. You wouldn't understand, it's difficult to explain. It takes a long time, too, and we're pressed for that. To make this as simple as possible, the body wages war. Whenever there's a disease, it sends its soldiers into battle. Sometimes those soldiers help fight other diseases along the way, including undiagnosed ones. Might seem like the more disease a person has, the sooner their strength is drained, but that isn't the case. On the contrary, one disease can sometimes suppress another one. We make each day's vaccine from those who are fighting off the current strain of the sand pest, the strain of the day. Do you understand? You're dismissed for now. I mean... We'll make this as simple as possible. I'm here to raise a collective complaint. Doctor, these cloaks, they're very uncomfortable, sir. Make it hard to use your hands, and can't see a damn thing through the masks. On top of that, we have to burn them every night, because each time we've been to an infected area... For starters, introduce yourself properly. What can we do? There's nothing else we can use. But the town theater has a warehouse's worth of these costumes, enough to last us a lifetime, given our current life expectancy. On the upside, they make you very visible. They also grant you a gravitas that commands respect, and raises your prestige as volunteer orderlies. Nothing else. Hold on. Is that Arts Me? I think it is. You're not Clara, are you? You don't have the funny beanie on. I don't think it's her.
Messa Slim Emsh.
It's my boy! Looks broken, Erdem. Oh, the miniscope's broke. What did you want with it, Burka? Brach. Brach? Not broken, you just don't know how to use it. Please keep your bare paws off that precision instrument. Made any major advances on that vaccine of yours, Oinan? They say precision instruments help with that kind of thing. Alright, touche. You sure are quick with your snappy retorts. Let's not rehash that whole whose medicine works argument all over again. Or have you managed to create a serum from your herbal infusions yet? Colleague? Major enough. As a matter of fact, I believe today's work will be decisive. You sure are quick with your snappy retorts. I've done the autopsies for you already. Numbers 1 and 3 had the gunk in their lungs. Number 2 had it in her bronchia. Are you saying it's pulmonary now? Not saying it's anything. I do the cutting, you do the thinking, right? I have my own storyline where I'm going to do what I deem right, and you'll have only a small part to play. Hi, fourth wall. What a bombastic way to put it. But I'll remember that and drop by your storyline sometimes, though I doubt it will be useful. For your storyline, as you call it, you can spend your spare time working here, though honestly I advise you to save those hours for sleep. It's not like my part here has been very significant so far either. Sorry, I like this first one. Doubt it'll be useful. That's Artemy. We love him. Yakov. Could it be yesterday's technique has proved to be the right one? As your assistant, it's my duty to inform you that among the recipients of yesterday's vaccine, there appears to be 0 mortality. That is to say, no notification so far. It doesn't really tell us anything yet, but let's assume at least some have avoided the infection. It's a real shame we can't put them under proper observation in an isolation ward. It would have simplified things a lot. You're not my assistant, Mr. Little, more of an extra pair of shoulders with no great burden to bear. Give me a report of what you've done in the meantime. Another person who suspiciously patted his job when he's not the player character. Don't throw my boy under the bus. We love Artemy here. Although, fair point. Look, he's not the main player in that case. If he's not the player character, then he's not the main guy. Therefore, he's gonna go off and fuck around. Wouldn't you? You don't have somebody constantly monitoring you? Wouldn't you go just fuck off? I would. Let's be real. I absolutely would. It doesn't really tell us anything yet. Let's assume some have avoided the infection for now. While you were away, I tried my hand at diagnosing using your procedure. Did you? I'm intrigued. Do hope you didn't mistake measles for pneumonic plague, colleague. Suppose I'll go and attend to other business. I'm intrigued. So I noted down symptoms using your approach. Crossed off illnesses based on the principle of impossible combinations, but I didn't really get anywhere. You know, sometimes I try to think like you do. I give it my best try at least. Or at that, I do this just so I can understand you, just a little. And I fail every time. The way your head works is complete mystery to me. Do you have anamnesis? What does that word mean? Could you remind me? I don't think I recall. You mean epicursis? Went straight to a physical exam. I don't think there's any point in interviewing them. They don't know the first thing about themselves. Look, why are you being so cold and snappy with me? I'm not a doctor, you know. Just a one-time medical enthusiast. That was why I volunteered to help you. You're right. I'm sorry. I forgot myself for a moment. See, I'm awfully tired. Barely slept at all for 3 days now. Let me walk you through this one more. I'm all in the ears, taking notes. I'll say it again. Getting the patient's medical history, or anamnesis. Anemone. A sea anemone. Sorry. There are strictly 3 steps. Step 1, interviewing the patient. Always comes first. No matter how tongue-tied or confused they are, no matter how much they get wrong, the information is priceless. Even if they're straight up lying, it's still important. Just like if you were an investigator or a detective. But I'm no Pinkerton, unlike you. But that's what they do. They lie all the time. All those people we interviewed yesterday and 2 days ago, not a word of truth from any of them. Yes, you were somehow managing to learn useful things even from their lies, but I have no idea how. Step 2, the exam. This part requires your utmost attention, and when we take note of anything suspicious, and we do it in the context of what the patient has told us, any trifling bodily detail, a scratch, a bruise, a birthmark, might turn out to be important. Got it. Still, this requires experience. Everyone is built different. That's the thing with these local lowlifes. They don't have an undamaged spot on them as it is. This requires experience. Everyone is built different. And step 3, if required. Careful inspection of the surroundings the patient lived in, especially when you feel they are being coy, evasive, hiding something. In a word, lying. Reticence is never without a reason. That's when it becomes a good idea to go and inspect their home. Talk to their neighbors and family. It always adds to the picture. You understand? It takes a load of time and effort, and you keep saying we don't have a minute to waste. Sounds like a job for a sleuth, not a doctor. Yes, I understand. Thank you. Then let's get down to it. Show you, observe and memorize. I won't be around forever. Hold on, I am just checking at the time, because it's Tuesday. Which means... I'm gonna turn that off because it was too bright. Which means it's a wrestle day. So we'll probably stream for another 30 minutes or so. And then probably call it there. And then probably do more of this. Is it Monday? Oh my god, you're so right. Oh my god, you're so right. Never mind. Forget what I just said. It's Monday. Fucking hell. It's been a hell of a Monday. My whole weekend's been thrown off because I had Friday off, and I'm still recovering from that. Thank you, Fruity. I need to sleep. Never mind. We're just gonna keep playing then. We'll play for another hour or so and see where we go with that. Sorry, that was really embarrassing. Oh boy. Why did I think it was Tuesday? Whatever. It's fine. Sometimes you just don't know what day it is. I'm healthy, just so you know. I don't have anything. Fuck. Why did they bring you here then? That's for the autopsy to tell, my dear. Sorry, I meant to say examination. Look all you want, but I don't know what you're looking for. I looked for sores on myself. Couldn't find any, though. Do you have a reason to look for them? Did you suspect something? I had fever, that's why. 2 days of it, for no reason. But I'm better now. I had no scratches on my skin, no yellowing, no sandpaper scratchies, no drought of the mouth. What circumstances preceded this fever? You're certain there was nothing on your skin. Sand pest manifests on the skin first. The fever comes later. Have you been to the isolation ward? What circumstances preceded this fever? Our house was cleared out after the infection came. People were sent wherever there were space. Comfort is a luxury right now. Some were lucky and ended up in an empty living room. Some got an attic or a cellar. Us, we were put in the boiler room. When it reached our street, they rounded up the whole caboodle of us to the isolation ward. A boiler room, you say? Was it turned on? Of course, the air was so stuffy in there, I tell you. But there was a silver lining. No sickness can survive that hellfire. Convincing, but I'll still need to examine you. Please undress there, behind the screen. There might be titties. Heads up. JK! I have it on streamer mode. So I guess they've covered up the titties. Patient must be examined and their symptoms added to the casebook. Open the casebook with N. This can also be done during the examination. Very pale skin. Rarely leaves her home. Not much time in the sun. Back, please. Can you see anything? Oh, what is this? Hematoma. Maybe she bumped into something. Maybe it's a symptom. I should ask where the bruise came from. Tells me that I will spend a minute on each body part, but I'm gonna look at every body part. Legs seem fine. Let me see the back of your legs. Okay. Oh, I can rotate. This doesn't change much. This is fine, but we know now. Okay. First, select the patient's suspected symptoms, then choose the appropriate diagnosis. Some symptoms may be incorrect. She is a smoker, and she had a fever. I haven't looked at Finch just yet. Let's finish up Luda. Letta? Do we have anything here? Irregular pupil shape. Right. Oopsies. Done with the exam, doctor. Can I go now? Absolutely not. An examination with no questions asked can only happen at a morgue. I'll do everything the last time, but if you say so, you're the doctor. Allow me to call my assistant in. I'll use your example to show him how to proceed during an appointment. You called Mr. Denkovsky. I'm here and ready to heed. So, Mr. Little, we have a patient here. She's claiming to be in good health, despite having had a fever a few days ago. Do we take her word for it? Of course! Distrusting people is no way to live! Well, if she's had a fever, there must be a reason for it, and we have to find it. Why quiz me? You decide what gets done, and it's done. You're the boss, and I'm the clueless minion. There must be a reason for it. Remember this, a patient's self-evaluation may be incorrect. That's why you must ask specific questions. About the symptoms, about what's come up during the exam, and about the patient's circumstances in daily life. How do you connect the answer to a diagnosis? I'll demonstrate. Observe and learn, Mr. Little. I won't be around forever. The patient is running a temperature. In other words, a fever. Open my case book, look up fever, and tell me, how many conditions is it listed as a symptom of? Influenza, burning fever, consumption, measles, tularemia. Can't even read that one. Can't read the one after that. Absolute tongue twister. Jeez, there's so many of them. 8 diagnoses fit the bill. It's a frequent symptom, which means that you have to find others and narrow down the search. Then do it again and again until you're left with just one verdict. This, Mr. Little, is what's known as a differential diagnosis. The name is self-explanatory. We differentiate between similar things to find the only correct solution to our problem. Can't wait to give the method a try. Let's get down to it then. You look pale, ma'am. Has your skin been like this since birth, or is this pallor recent? It's not like I get to look in the mirror a lot, living in a boiler room and all. But I don't think I've ever been pale. Rich do-nothings are pale. Me, I'm a commoner. So pallor isn't typical for you. Remarking that as a symptom, Mr. Little. Add pallor to the fever in the record. What do we get? A mere 2 conditions, down from 8. It's like magic. Can I access that? I can't. Okay, just wanted to double check. Probably should have double checked that before I entered in an option, but hey, here we are. A single symptom, pallor, eliminated 6 out of our 8 candidates. We're left a choice of 2. Where did this hematoma come from, my good lady? I mean, the bruise over here, next to your wrist. Did you bump into something? Or is there someone who batters you? Don't worry, there's nothing to be embarrassed of when seeing a doctor. I'm not embarrassed. Bruise? Well, that's news to me. I've never seen it before. And I can't remember anything like what you're talking about. It certainly wasn't beaten up. I must have bumped into something myself and forgotten about it with all the fuss. Boiler room is dark and cramped. It's probably where the bruise is from. Mr. Denkovsky, I'm seeing this hematoma, this fancy bruise on your list. I feel like I'm gonna go with this first one, despite the fact that he's like, she's bumping into stuff. Because if you're in a boiler room and you're bumping into stuff and getting a bruise that big, you'd have bruises on other portions of your body. Just saying. Are you with us, Mr. Little? Pay attention. She doesn't remember how she got the bruise. She can only guess. The manual provides a more detailed description of the illness for a situation like this. What causes it, who's susceptible, etc., and give useful clues. I'm familiar with that. Susceptible means the high-risk groups, right? Practicing medicine takes more than checking symptoms against a list with a schoolboy's diligence. You have to bring your reasoning into it. Here's one way to do it. Tell me, my good lady, do you garden? Do you grow anything? Anything at all, from roses to cucumbers? Cucumbers? Roses? I'm not following you at all, Doctor. No, I've never liked digging, shoveling earth, and all that. There, earth. Does the boiler room you've been relocated to have an earthen floor by any chance? That's right, it does have an earthen floor. Boiler room isn't really suited for living in, but in these times I'd be ungrateful to complain. How did you guess, Doctor? About the earthen floor? So, why do we need that little detail? Why does the floor matter, of all things? Oh, don't waste your sharp mind on that. Earth. Earth. There was something about earth in the manual. Wish I could remember where. Simple. All kinds of things can be found in your local soils, including microorganisms capable of disrupting circulation. Hence the pallor. The bruises were not caused by trauma. A hematoma appears when blood vessel walls are damaged, either by an external force or, as in this case, an illness. And the infection can be contracted from contact with earth. We found our diagnosis. You're a genius, Mr. Dankovsky. Stop it with the idolizing. In a couple more days, you'll have gotten the gist of it at the very least. Have you picked up on the logic, what to do, in what order, interview, examination, follow-up interview, then you consult the casebook? Bravo to you, anyway. You are a true master of medicine. So the patient has the sandpest alongside... What's the other diagnosis? I'm gonna fill in the patient's record now, and then you can read my verdict. What about me, Doctor? Where am I to go now? What happens next? You remain here under observation, and your blood will be used for the vaccine. There's hope that everyone can benefit from this. Casebook. Illness, hematomas. So we've got... Where is the hematoma? There it is. Paleness. And fever. Okay, I see how it is. It brings them all to the top. It keeps all of them listed, it just changes the order. So... Anemic vasculopathy. Confirm the diagnosis, hold X, then you can choose to close the casebook. Did it! Diagnosis determined! Great. Is there anything else? Hello? Are you gonna burn me? Even if you're going to be burned, I promise you won't be burned alive. No. No slow, excruciating roasting. Bad bedside manner. Where did you get that idea? It's not exactly a secret. The whole thing is like putting out a wildfire. Someone's house is under suspicion, it's torched. Someone sneezes, the entire town district's sealed off. Sick and healthy folks alike. And when there's doubt about a healthy person, it's the isolation ward. Then those who do have the sand pest are marched off and burned. That is not true. We do nothing of the sort. Well, we do some of these things. What were your ailments before the epidemic broke out? I didn't have any. Constitution of an ox. Really? None? A cold, maybe? Weak spells, fainting, rashes, or mottled vision? Or the occasional itch? Mr. Tiny here told me I could be useful to you. Before I die, that is. Said you can find something inside me that slows the pest down. So go ahead, find it. What do you need? Do you want to draw some blood from me? Alright, where did they bring you in from? I walked here. From home. Got it from my neighbors. Knew as soon as the skin on my chest started peeling away. So I waited a day. Neighbors' screams stopped in the middle of the night. I went to check on them in the morning, and they were all dead. Me, though, I was alive and walking, and now I'm here. Why do you need to know that, Doctor? Truly are an honorable person. I admire your courage. Any minute detail can reveal something. Let's continue. Do you have a family? Might come in useful. What's your vocation? I'm a dyer. Been breathing in poisons for 5 years now. One day it's red, the next is blue, then yellow. That be why this fever of yours doesn't do me anything? It's not very likely. Take off your clothes and let's do an examination. Toxic pigments. It's a possibility. What do you mean, fever of mine? You're more of its owner than I am. Peeling skin, he mentioned. Unlikely to be the stone disease. Most likely eczema. Heart beats too fast. That could be a personal trait. Bro. Look at your back. Nothing there. Whee! Sorry. Show me the reverse side of your arms. Nothing there. Leggies. Now this is interesting. His skin is yellowed. Something wrong with his liver? Aha! Exit. Have you sorted it out, Doctor? Will it be useful in your remedies? My vaccine. That's a vaccine I'm working on, and please allow me a couple of clarifying questions so I can be certain of your diagnosis. Let me take another look at you. I might have overlooked something. So I can be certain of your diagnosis. It's the plague, of course. The sandpest thing, isn't it? That's what I'm talking about. Your second diagnosis will show how your body is fighting the sandpest. Well, blow me down. 2 ailments making me healthier than if I had only 1? But you know best, Doctor. What did you want? To question me, right? Question all you want. You complained that the skin on your chest was peeling. It was here, right? Well, the very middle. I knew right away. Skin turns nasty when you're plagued, right? It's not always like that. May I take another look? I'm not sure what this is. No, still no idea. Let's leave your peeling skin for now. Ready to talk about something else? I'll return to you later. I guess I need to fill out the casebook first. Okay, so we had yellowing of the skin. And called eczema, right? Okay. I have a question, or more questions. Skin on your foot is yellowing. Liver conditions could cause this. Have you ever noticed anything like that? Yellowing on my foot? That's dye, Doctor. I'm a dyer. Tub spilled once. Here's the burn. It's old and it's healed over. It's healed over time. Smaller and paler than before. Yakov, little, where is he when he's needed? He should see a symptom disproven. He's always putting all sorts of things into this chart and diagnosing every disease in the world. Well then, thank you. This clarifies things. We can rule out liver disease then, right? Is that all? Or have you got more questions? Casebook, please. Too many things. Well, if it's not that... He mentioned having a fever, right? Where did that go? Which would just do burning fever. Do I trust him about the dye thing? I mean, kind of. A little bit. Log it in, I guess. Alright, thanks, bud. That's the story of my life and time's up to the present moment, but why do you want all these details from me? Half hour's worth of talking and it was all beside the point. I thought you'd be interested to know why the sandpest can't get me, because I certainly find the fact interesting. I'd even say amazing. Excuse me? None of that what you told me was beside the point. Everything was important, especially your chickenpox at age 6. I'm interested too. Your blood may save about 400 people by tomorrow morning, but only if I can correctly identify your other illness. As associate professor, may Mayevsky. 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 This is a double May was throwing me off. Would have put it, yours is the kind of curriculum vitae we're looking for. That said, it has a few obscure spots. None of what you told me was beside the point, especially your chickenpox at 6. You sure you're not overstating my importance, Doc? Right. Holgimsky corked the termitary shut, and you've been guarding it for, is it 6 days? Since Tuesday? Alright, let me ask you this, then. What time of day do you feel worse than usual? All the time. I used to be as hardy as a bull wrangler, but now I have trouble even standing up for long. I get drowsy, my knees give out. It's embarrassing. I feel like I'm failing everyone. Have you been easily fatigued like this for a long time? I don't take a great interest in my own person, Doctor. Not enough people to spend my attention on as is, but I have trouble doing my job because of this. It's a rugged man's job. Alright, so Olgimsky corked the termitary shut, and you've been guarding it for, is it 6 days? This is the 3rd time you're asking me. May I ask why you distrust me so? So they locked down the termitary to prevent a strike, but that defies all logic. Termitary is a town within the town, almost 3,000 workers. What did your authorities fear that made them lock up so many people inside? Said the termitary had been shut down in order to shield its residents from infection. Does that mean they knew there would be an epidemic? Are you quite sure that everyone inside is healthy? Is there no way the disease could sneak in? What did your authorities fear that made them lock up so many people inside? Who knows? At first they said there'd been a blowout of some kind. Sweet soot? It settled on the walls later. Looked like mold. Well, the kin was worried. They're like bees and how they respond to things. As soon as one makes a noise, the rest are unquiet as well. There was a mighty buzz in the hive, perhaps on account of the poisonous soot. Conditions are tough at the cannery, you know? What's going on there now? They're shouting. Lots of clamor, and a nasty kind of clamor, too. It's what you'd expect. They're not having a great time stuck in there like pickles in a jar. No regular meals, not enough drink to go around either. The place is, after all, a poorhouse. Our fat man treats his people like cattle. Getting them through the day is a struggle. Small wonder they're slamming into walls. If it was up to me... If it were up to you, then what? So they're disgruntled. One does wonder why that would be. The Olgimskis call them worms, don't they? The venerable Vlad described your primordial kin to me as essentially being beasts. Can't lock up a living creature against its will. It's how you turn people into proper beasts, but try so much as hinting that to our Olgimsky yes-men. They're dead drunk on power. Used to be alright working with them, but now I can't stand those guardsmen. Okay, we're veering away from his physical. Disrobe! Down to your undergarments, my good guardsman. I'm going to examine you. Since you're so preoccupied with my work as a security guard, here's my advice to you, Doctor. You're being too heavy-handed. This lockdown of yours is making people seethe, and a cauldron can only seethe for so long before the lid flies off, even if you screw it down. Well, since I'm not a great big stack of shiny coin, not everyone is going to like me. Certainly would take note of this pertinent critique if I had any other options. We're in the middle of an epidemic. The quarantine is a necessary measure. Prepare to be examined. Jesus. We're in the middle of an epidemic. Quarantine is a necessary measure. Strange redness. A rash, bites, something else. There are red spots on his face too. Fuck, I forgot to mention dude's elevated heart rate in the last one. Oh well. A rash, bites, something else. Okay. We got a strange redness. Probably a rash. Or bites. Look at his back. Nothing there. What about your arms? I like wiggling them around. It's kind of nice. Just fun. The veins are definitely damaged. Boy! Your legs! Question is, how old is the damage? That is not good, my dude. Casebook. He has reported weakness. Insect bites, but hold on. He also has... I mean, I can do both of those and get rid of one of them. Right? I can get rid of any of them. We've got... Alright, what was the other one that he had? The damaged veins, right? Vein damage. This one... Bradycardia, he can also have a rash with, so good to know there. No rash here, but also no bites. I think the only one I saw was insect bites. But that's not a thing there, so probably bradycardia if the vein damage isn't old. Let me go, will you, Doctor? I don't understand all this commotion about me. What makes me so special? Besides, I've got to go to work. You must remain at the hospital. Used to guard locked up people, and now I've been locked up myself. That's life for you, isn't it? That's the kind of joke life plays. You have no idea how sick I am of the jokes life plays. It's the same. Or it's not the same, frankly, I don't see the point of the termitary lockdown. It's desperation for the old Gimskis. Meanwhile, here you can serve the common good through the vaccine. There's nothing to debate here. You can't stop a plague outbreak without putting strict measures in place. You can serve the common good! Oh, I was just musing to myself. What do you want me to do? Do I need to give blood? Or maybe take a pill? Before we get to the blood and the pills, there will be more questions. The weakness you reported accompanies too many different ailments. I must have clarity on the rest of your symptoms. I told you my entire life story, Doctor. And you still want more? Ask away, then. The veins in your legs don't look very healthy. Have you ever noticed that before? My legs? They're that way from all the time I spent standing up. So my job as a security guard. 16 hours of standing every day. And old Gimski won't spare a stool for us to sit down. Says it's not the proper way. Bad for discipline. The way they run that meat processing plant is quite something. They treat people like cattle. Working as a guard can easily cause a mundane case of varicose veins. On the other hand, at least 3 promising diagnoses on the vaccine front can manifest as vein issues. It's imperative to ascertain whether this is a genuine symptom or a false one. Quite lost in thought, Doctor. Am I really that complicated? Can't wrap my head around, little me being at the center of this brouhaha. There's a syndrome that fits the description, but it mostly affects drunks. So I'd like to ask you, good sir, do you consume alcohol? Do you do it on a regular basis? And what quantities? Quantity best described as God forbid. In my line of work, you must be alert. So my basis hasn't been regular since last year. Quite the contrary, I've been abstaining. Can't stand a drinker myself. Excuse me. Jesus, Ditkovsky. As far as I'm concerned, you're just 5 liters of blood packed into a person. Bro, calm your tits. Are you being honest with me? This is a crucial question, not one to avoid. Your moral fiber is no concern to me. To drink or not to drink is a personal choice. Mine is purely medical interest. I'm telling you, it's not regular. I don't have the habit. Period. No, I can't in good conscience put my stamp on a diagnosis. I don't have enough information, not without home inspection or neighbors' testimonies. I'm gonna go to your house, sir. My house? Why on earth, Doctor? I can understand talking to me, feeling me up from head to toe, collecting my blood, but searching my home? Like I'm some bandit? What did I do wrong? You're not at fault at all. If anyone's to be blamed here, it's me for not spotting enough symptoms for a definitive diagnosis. Am I mistaken? Or are you seriously frightened? Not that. Please understand, in order to create a vaccine that can save several hundred people, I must establish what you're suffering from besides the sand pest. We'll say you're not at fault at all. If anyone's to be blamed here, it's me. Here I was being like, we're gonna make Daniel just be like an absolute arrogant dickhead. And now at this case, I'm just like, no, it's okay, baby. Don't worry. Well. Oh, what I expected from a man of medicine. Going off to break into my house. Imagine that. Don't worry, I won't need to touch anything. I just need to take a look around. Skinner's? Is that it? How do I go? Oh, I actually have to walk there. I mean, that makes sense. I just didn't expect it for a demo is all. So I guess we go. They're just people in masks. Well, time to go check out this man's house. Dang. It's the kin! Hi, guys. O Carney Irid Banigi Mendi Erdum. He wishes you many years of life, Erdum. Bulls I vaccinated yesterday. Have you brought them? To me, it sounded like he was asking a question. No, it must be neurofibroma after all. Or is it a facial lymphedema? The bulls I vaccinated yesterday. Hi, lady. Why are we so blurry? Is my brain breaking? Is that what's happening here? Hi, her bride. She's speaking a language that I don't know, and I'm not going to attempt because I'm going to butcher that. Bulls were stolen. Or maybe your bulls perished, even. Mother Bodo knows where. So have they died or have they been stolen? You're dissembling. Hey, stop it. Deep breath, Stankovsky. Deep breaths. Count to 10. Only a fool loses his temper. The bulls here now. My bulls from yesterday. The ones that I vaccinated. Is that clear? Stat. So have they died or have they been stolen? Look, I'll return in an hour. If they're not here... I think my brain is breaking. Yeah, we're moving into apathy. Okay, I see. I understand.
Thoughts galloping.
We're having a bad time. Oh, that's so much better, actually. Imagine making sure your brain doesn't explode so you can actually see things. Fastest way to get there is likely this way, because I'm assuming that red means it's infected. And we don't want to be there. It's a bad place to be. Also, Daniel is so slowly. Time is running out. Need the district front arches with clocks. Okay. Plot a route, select a district name or a marker where you want to go. I want to go... Can I... Weird. Dangerous district. Cannot be traversed using the map. You'll have to find an arch. The clock that isn't blocked. Hi, bird. I can do a shroom check. Thank you. And thank you for the bubble. I'm very much like hunching over. Excuse me. I'm doing good. How are you? It's been a heck of a day. Let's put it that way. I know you didn't request a hydrate, but I need to drink because, oh boy, there's a lot of reading. You did request a hydrate. JK! It worked out. You feel that in your soul? Ugh. I am hoping that your day becomes less of a day and more of a nice time. Honestly, like, it's not the worst day I've had, but it has been. You know? You dig? Yeah. You found out your house has termites? Oh no! Oh no! Y'all got a plan of attack for handling that? If you don't, you don't have to answer. / if you're not comfortable answering, you don't have to, but... Oh! I'm so sorry, friend. Big old yikes. Happy Monday to you! Unfortunate. Also, I shrimp checked, but I'm gonna keep shrimp checking. I think that's the issue. My chair when I was working. When I was working earlier, I was leaning back a little bit. You have a plan? It's just like buying a car, but I'll never see the car. But you'll know that the integrity of your house is better than it was before. Yikes. It's just life, you know? Oh no, I know. Oh, I know. Woof. Not what you want to hear, though. I'm real sorry about that, bud. Goodness gracious. Okay, what's happening here? Clara!
Shall I sing a song for you?
This like, game looks scary. Mildly so. I mean, it's about a plague. It's about a pandemic hitting a town, and everything is bad, actually. So in that regards, yeah, it's fucking terrifying. But I'm like super here. It's like ultra narrative driven, and I'm like in love with it. It is the demo for Pathologic 3, so it's not the full game just yet. We don't know when the official, like, the full game is coming out. They're shooting, Ice Pick Lodge is shooting for sometime this year, but we'll see. Nice cozy game for your stressful day. Honestly, like, even if, I do find, that even if the narrative is, like, intense, obviously, there are certain topics that it's like, hey, if I'm having a bad day, I don't want to hear about that right now. But if it's like, just if it's a well-written game, if it's super narrative-driven, and even if it's like heavier subject matter, it's nice to be able to just like focus on it in full, because then I'm not focusing on all the stuff that's gone on in my day. I know that very much does not work for everyone, but it does for me usually, which is nice. But like I said, I totally understand why that may not work for a lot of people, but for me, I'm just like, yeah, no, let's fucking go. Glad the escapism is doing its thing. Same. Same. But yeah, super interested in this. It's real cool. It's strange and kind of out there, and I'm like ultra here for it. It's real neat. Yeah. But this is Clara, and we love her, and she's great, and I can't wait till she gets her full game. Listen to me, Bachelor. Please just set our differences aside. They're accusing me of being the Sand Plague itself. But that is probably true, little Saint Girl. I suspected it from the very beginning. Once I learned that you woke up on the eve of the epidemic in an empty grave with no memory, you seemed a perfect candidate for Patient Zero. Oh, dearest colleague, how dare they? You must have been hurrying here so you could heal and bless the sick with your sainted touch. As we can tell, Daniel does not like Clara. How dare they? Don't you laugh at me. You know I'm helping you. We're in this together, working towards one goal. We're just different, so we each do it in our own ways, however we can. You deal in prayers and mesmerism. What other medieval remedies do you have? Celandine? Goat kidneys? While we're at it, how are you spreading it? Clara, you're extremely suspicious, and that's a fact. I'd call you duplicitous, even. Two-faced. Just yesterday you were hissing at me and assuring me you had power over death. That you hold us all in your hands. And you can bind and destroy. Didn't you? Remind me, please. That wasn't me. Not me, but my double. My twin sister I didn't know. I've told you, and that Hurspix of yours, too. He didn't believe me for some reason, even though he did see us two together. Sure, you have a twin sister. How very convenient for you. And yet the plague follows you wherever you go, and that's a fact. These are the orderlies who arrested you, right? If you came from outside the district, they would have just sent you away, so you must have snuck in from the inside. You have a twin sister. How very convenient. But I've seen her. Your blood sample was clean, but I can't shake the feeling that you're connected to the infection somehow. You're going into quarantine today. I don't know what, but you're certainly guilty of something. Can't shake the feeling you're connected to the infection somehow. It's the other way around. I just feel where the infection will erupt next, and I go there to help. Please, you have to believe me. Tired of these ridiculous games. You're a big girl, Clara. It's time to answer for what you've done. If only I had a single reason to believe you. If anyone, it's she who's ruining my reputation. My twin sister. She must be here, somewhere. Try looking around. You might be able to catch her. Will you believe me then? No one has ever seen the two of you together, not even Burra. Neither will I. You trying to test your hypnotic magics on me? Not working, as you can see. Farewell, you pitiful delusional changeling. Trying to test your hypnotic magics. Okay. Excuse me. I just saw something about... I am going the wrong way. No, I'm not. You want me to go, like, a weird way for this? Plague fog conceals danger. Okay. Whoa! Hold charge the prototype release after the pendulum stops. Was that the plague I saw? Oh, I missed that. What is this doing for me, realistically? Well, apathy's high, time itself, will to live. An amalgam slipped through my fingers. Without amalgam, other days of the story become inaccessible. Okay. Those certainly are words. Oh, I understand why they're making me go through a weird way. It is just like a tutorial area. Okay. I mean, it should have been obvious at this point, but... Who's that? Bonfires keep the steppe monsters at bay. Monsters do not exist. I don't have alms for you, I'm sorry. I just need to keep going straight. Whoa! Man exploded. People are fading out of existence. Again, my brain is exploding. Can you leave me alone? I don't want another man, like, exploding into dust at me. Hold up. Get me out of here. Oof. Okay. It's some medical device that I do not fully understand.
Think.
Also, sorry, my brain is exploding and I need to eat some stuff. That's a little better. I'm not entirely sure that I understand the thing, the little device in full. Partly because I skipped through some of the tutorial and partly because it wasn't particularly clear. But I'm sure that when we actually get a full release at some point, it will make a little more sense. Love the art style. Same. I'm glad you found my cursed emotes. I love them. They're some of my favorites. That's a good Shrek. That's a good Shrek. I need to, like, I really want to, like, update some of my emotes as a whole. And honestly, we might just lean into, like, ultra cursed nonsense. It started making some at one point and then just kind of gave up on it because I got distracted by things. One more building over. But yeah, we were talking about the Want any pride emotes? Let me know. Bought a giant pack so they have every flag and pride heart? I might actually take you up on that. Would love some like arrow stuff. I'll let you know though. Oh, my brain is exploding again. Hate that for me. That's really nice of you. Thank you. Ooh. Difficult case. The diagnosis was almost clear, but the patient denied a symptom. Need to visit his home to find out. So sick of it all. Is it exploding from radioactive stuff? Yes, more like in this case, Dankovsky, the character that we're playing as, the Bachelor, there's nothing in there to loot. I am gonna pause just real quick. Suffers from bouts of like apathy or mania, depending on like how the day has gone, and we have slipped super far into apathy. He is having a bad time. And it's gotten dark in here again, so I will turn on my light. So I don't necessarily think that we're like suffering from the plague just yet, but we're definitely not having a good time. Just mop that floor now, you're walking all over it. Took forever to scrub clean, you know. Apologies, I'm not very good at walking in a handstand. My legs always veer off to the left for some reason. Look at that devastation. Impressive. How did it even happen? We're gonna go with the handstand option. Stop with that clowning, will you? First he's turning the bathroom upside down, but it's our only one for all these apartments. People wash their kids here and take their own baths on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They keep it clean. And now there's you with your remarks. But you're a pal of Philet's, aren't you? Locals are right, a doctor is more like an enemy than a pal, which of course merits its own study. An anthropological one, on tendencies towards self-destruction. Philate is in the hospital now. He's under observation. I'm here to find out how he got sick. So Philate's in the hospital. Perhaps that's for the best. Is it Philate? Philate? Philate, probably. I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how to say your name. Person getting sick is for the best? Hey, don't look away. You said it, not I. Have you been living in the same house for long? Do you know him well? Take it the trashed bathroom is your handiwork. Or is his handiwork, excuse me. A person getting sick is for the best? Tuesdays and Thursdays still more than Ashton Kutcher. Damn! Shade! Don't you shame me. I've helped him out his whole life, with cooking and cleaning and whatnot. He was alone or with no one to take care of him, and it wasn't too much trouble for me. We were neighbors after all. He and my husband had been friends since they were kids. So you know each other well? We drifted apart a little as time went on, but he used to always thank me, and one day it was like, bam, he forgot everything. Never said a word anymore. Scurried past me to his apartment, eyes down, no hello, no goodbye. But he sure showed this bathroom who's boss. So this sort of frenzied rage isn't typical of Philate. He'd never trashed anything before and was well behaved. What kind of person this is typical of is an easy guess. You often get this with drunks. One moment he sits there quietly and then he's delirious all of a sudden. With all the ruckus and mess, at least he didn't punch anyone out. Has he been a drunk for long? Was this his first delirium tremens episode, or has he had them before? Mitch interviewed Philate and he said he stayed away from the alcohol. Perhaps that was why he didn't want me to going to his home. He was ashamed. Philate said he stayed away from alcohol. He didn't drink before, but go ahead and look out that window. Town's falling to pieces. It's enough to make a saint start drinking. It's like people have gone crazy. Some grabbed a bottle, some grabbed a knife. It's hard to stay human. Everyone's inner beast is looking to break out. So you know for certain that Philate trashed the place in a drunken haze. Or is that just what you're assuming? Well, what do you think happened? He didn't just trash the shared bathroom. He was sick all over it. The whole place was a mess. Thought I'd never get it clean. Do you know what it's like to mop up someone else's vomit? How would a smart dresser like you know that, eh? I went to medical school, my good lady. The quantity of vomit I used to cart around is more than this entire house could disgorge. Ugh. Philate vomited. That's what matters. It's a symptom that hasn't been noted before. Have you figured out everything you needed? I'd like to finish with the cleaning here. Kids from downstairs will be here soon to wash their hands before eating. We'll be better off if they don't see this mess. Just a minute. Is there anything else you can tell me about Philate? Do you happen to know any illnesses he's had in the past, chronic or acute, and whatever you can remember? Or can you go back to his drinking once more? Your delirium hypothesis is logical, but it's only, still only a conjecture. In fact, his denial of drinking habits sounded very sincere to me. It sounded sincere. Who wants to confess to something shameful like that? The thing is, lifelong sots are proud of it, and it's the new made ones who are ashamed. I hope he's ashamed. It's anyone's darn guess if he is. It's like you've become a completely different man. For all I know, he's lost all sense of himself at this point. Gone completely off his rocker. Off his rocker? There's something new again. Are you just talking about the bathroom incident, or is there any other evidence of that he's off his rocker? He has episodes, you know. Before he trashed the bathroom, I'd hear this muttering coming from behind his door every night. And he lives alone. No family, and no one visits him. My husband and I used to be his only friends. He started talking to himself, and that's a sure sign. You seem like a smart woman, but even you make getting this information feel like pulling teeth. Changes the picture completely. And you? Why didn't you take your shoes off right away when you walked in? Because you didn't think of it. Neither did I with the muttering. Have I told you everything now? I have my limits too, you know. Mopping floors is hard enough, but bad-mouthing a former friend is harder. I'm sorry for the poor dummy. Just a minute. Is there anything else you can tell me about Filat? Chronic illnesses, or chronic or acute? No, that man was never sick. Strong and tough as a cart horse. And I mean, I could easily imagine him pulling an actual cart. That was why they hired him to guard the Ogimsky meat cannery back in the day. We talked more often at that time, right? Guarding the meat processing plant is a tough job. It may have been that thing that undermined his health to begin with. You talked more often at the time? If you ask me, Filat may be built for the job, but it's not a job for him. The dormitory needs security to make sure the step brutes aren't beating about town. But he was getting sentimental about them. That's why he and I fell out. We already argued about whether worms and herb brides were our equals. Sub-security guard. Brutes, you say? Have you ever considered that someone from the capital might see everybody in a small town like this one as a brute, no matter if it's you or a worm? Opinion like that doesn't paint you in a good light, but your neighbor, on the other hand, sounds like a man with a conscience. He argued with me, too, about whether it's right to keep people locked up in the face of a looming epidemic, about whether people should ever be isolated for their own good. What a thing to say. Stop trying to confuse me. I don't have time to pick your philosophizing apart anyway. I've got a bathroom to finish cleaning. Pilar got into philosophizing, too, and it both destroyed our friendship and made him an alcoholic. There's no good in that. Where's Filat's room? I'd like to take a look before I go, after all. It's further down the hallway. Here's the key. Got work to do. Breaking my back for half a day here, and whose fault is it? A fool, who's also a drunk now. Poor soul. You've been very helpful. I suppose. I've died of apathy. Oh, shit! Okay! Damn, Daniel! Finishes the conversation, just says, yeah, we're done. Bruh! Yeah, bummer, dude. Okay. Game, I tried. I tried really hard. I wonder if it's like you're intended to die. Just so that you can see that, hey, there's consequences, but they're not that bad. But, shit! Okay. Preemptive apologies about, like, the lack of... Oh god, do I have to go through all this again? About the lack of content warnings that we have. I've ripped what was directly on the Steam page because, it's a demo. It just came out today. And so there's no a does the dog die page for this just yet. Yeah. Hey, yo. That happened. He's in the hospital, person getting sick. You're fine to play an ad when he put a gun in his mouth. Fucking hell. Who's to say what happened next? And then he thought about happy things. I don't fucking know, man. That was just not what I expected. It just was so sudden. Well, hey. Frenzy Rage isn't typical. I've interviewed him. He said he stayed away. vomited. Seems like conjecture off his rocker. You make getting this information feel like pulling teeth. I'm trying to make sure I'm selecting the right ones as before. You two talked more at that time. He argued with me too. Where's his room? You've been very helpful. Okay. Damn, bro, you live like this? Well, this is news. The neighbor told me that Felot lived alone. You're angry. I have no idea what you're saying, child. Hello, Urdum, I said. Why have you come? Oh, right. Urdum is what you call scientists, right? Got nowhere to go. Don't kick me out. You're a kitten burglar, perhaps? Are you Felot's son? You don't look much like him. Yeah. It would be nice. I don't necessarily mind having to do, like, all the reading from time to time. But especially when it's, like... when they've got it in, like... I don't want to say in different languages, because English is not the default. Let's be clear about that. But if the game is going to have a language different from whatever its default language is, I do wish that there were, at least narrations for that, just so you can know how it's, like, pronounced, be it an actual language or one made for the game. It would just be nice, because, like, I feel incredibly, ignorant, quite frankly, seeing all this and being like, I don't know what that means. And just taking a stab at it, but hey. But then, at the same time, there are games where I'm just like, wow, it'd be really nice to have a narrator read all this, because I don't want to. I don't necessarily mind it for this case, although I do, again, apologize for any and all mispronunciations that I do. Cobraful, welcome in. I'm really enjoying it so far. I am intrigued. I am curious, and I'm super stoked for whenever the full game comes out. Yeah, I don't know. Have you played it yourself? Have you watched other people play it so far? Also, I'm gonna step away for just a hot second to turn on the light, because we're at the weird time of day where everything's all funky. Okay, that is better. Can I turn this off? No, that needs to stay on. Okay. But yeah, super enjoying it. It's neat. I like it. I'm guest here myself. I wish someone would kick me out so I could go home. Not going back to the Warren. The Warren? What's that? You people call it the Termitary. You smell like danger. Go on your way. How can a person's larynx make sounds like that? Will you tell me what's in there then? In detail, please? People are there. What else do you want? We live there. How'd you get past the guards? You're hiding your eyes, lad. I don't think you're telling me the whole truth. Look, it's better if you don't joke around with me. I'll tell you, just let me go. There's a crawl hole out of the Warren. Felot watches it. Help me go around the angry guards. Why didn't you just stay there? Let me guess, love struck, or did you break your code of laws? Have you people even got one? Wow. Okay. Again, Daniel. Calm. Guy Felot seems like a savvy fellow himself. How much did he charge you for this help? What's inside that place? Give me full details. My patience and time are running out. Oh my gosh.
KX Cobraful is raiding with a party of 23. Kaysh and the gang welcome you.
I have gotten raided on. Hello friends. Welcome. Badgerbrin, thank you for the follow. Cobraful, thank you for the follow as well. And thank you for the raid. Let me just pop on over here dead quick. Oh, I have a cat for a face. There it goes. Welcome in everyone. Stephanie73, thank you for the follow as well. Hi, y'all. As you can tell, we're playing, Pathologic. We're doing the quarantine demo. Relatively far in. We've been doing this for about 2 hours. But hello, my name is Kayshurrr. You can call me Kaysh. I use they, them pronouns. I am a horror and mystery game streamer. We like to play weird and spooky shit around here from time to time. Let me get a shout out for you, although I assume that you were also doing the same thing, which you were, doing some Pathologic 3. Enjoying the game so far. Really, really liking it. Very excited for the full game to come out. Yeah, because I play spookier stuff, I do offer content warnings for every single game that we play. Obviously, because this just came out today, we don't have a whole bunch of them, and y'all have also just experienced some of it, so you're a little more, aware and familiar with what's going on. Probably more so than I am. But just so you know that that's there. Yeah, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. I really, really appreciate it. You've also probably been streaming for a while, Cobra, and or anyone who has been watching Cobra for a while. If y'all need to raid and run, fully understand, very much support. It's important to me that you take care of your dang self. So if you gotta go, get food, get water, do a stretch, stop staring at a screen for a while, process everything that you've seen from the demo, feel free to do so. Yeah, we we just experienced that one, Sephi. Yeah. I do try, I forgot to like add it this time, but I do try to like generally like let people know whether or not the list is comprehensive enough. It's usually just to kind of give a general idea. Hopefully by the time the full game comes out, we'll have either more of a list or more of a way to just be like, hey, heads up on this one. But I do appreciate that. If I don't know, if you ever come back around and hang out a little more, and you know that there is some content or trigger warnings for a game that we don't have listed or isn't on a page, feel free to let us know. I'm super here for it. I'd like to just make sure that everyone's aware of the kind of content they're gonna see. But also, understandable Cobra, get out of here, go get some food. Again, I super duper appreciate you rating. That was very kind of you and very delightful. But yeah, welcome in everyone. It is a lot of reading, which I'm here for. And I'm just fascinated with everything that's going on. But that's the whole spiel. I'll stop talking about myself and the channel, and we'll get back to it, yeah? But also just like also excited to see other people excited about, how many times can I say excited and see in a single sentence? Excited to see other people just be like really stoked for this game. Have you played other Pathologic games? I have played a decent portion of 2, and I have tried some of like the original, the HD collection, and I've never actually finished a full run. I have seen other people play both games from start to finish. For the first one, I've seen all 3 paths, or at least versions of all 3 paths, or all 3 characters, and I have seen at least 1 playthrough of 2. Vaguely familiar, not super... I don't want to say I'm super knowledgeable about it, so like, you know, but very much interested in it. Was actually just talking at the start of stream about finally sitting down and like playing all of 2 and getting some sort of outcome from it, and then possibly doing my own series on YouTube for anyone in my community who's interested in it as well. Although, again, I've got recommendations if people don't want to see me play it and want to see somebody else play, which is also fine and acceptable. But yeah, I'm really excited to like dive deep into the series and like get to know it more than I already do. Another person to induct into the cult. I mean, Sephi's our local patho expert. Here for it. Very much here for it. Post is loving it. We're loving watching it. That's really exciting. Like I said, like I'm really stoked to see so many people get like as pumped about this as they are. It's a real cool series. It's a really cool setting. It's a wonderful, engaging story. Wonderful in that it is fascinating. And I know that, like, I mean, like, I bought Pathologic 2, like, when it came out. I didn't manage to kickstart it. I bought it, like, shortly after it released and stuff like that, and have kind of been on the hype train since then. And I've been so excited to, like, you know, see Ice Pick Lodge kind of, like, bloom again. Get their footing and be able to, like, finish their project. Or at least make progress with it, because, I mean, we still got Pathologic 4? Clara when? But yeah. Boy was talking about how Felot helped him get around the angry guards. How much did he charge you for this help? I would assume not at all. Hey, give me details. Hey, give me details. Hey, boy? Boy? That is your name? Or what I know your name to be at the moment? So Felot took you in. The hallucination of his was you? It was you he was talking to in the night? Not voices in his head? Felot took in, hid, sheltered. No one sees. No one returns me to the Warren. Talked quietly, so no one hears. Your neighbor heard anyway, but don't worry. She thought Felot was out of his mind. If you keep quiet, she won't notice you. You're going to have a hard time without your guardian. Hallucinations should be removed from this list of symptoms. Ugh, why does it have to be so complicated? Because it wouldn't be engaging if not. If it wasn't, Daniel. Come on. Keep up, buddy. If you keep quiet, she won't notice you. Where's Felot? How is he? Finally, some sensible talk. He's in the hospital. He's ill. I'm a doctor and I need to find out what he's ill with. Will you help me? I will. Felot sickens. I saw it. He sickens. Does Felot drink? Vodka? Wine? Those step herbs infusions of yours? At first glance, I can't see a single bottle. Stay put. Don't you dare sneak away. I need to look around and then I'll ask you a bit more. Yeah, I haven't really looked. I'm taking his word. Denkovsky's word that there are no bottles, but I mean, I guess it kind of looks like there isn't. Right. 2 patients turned over to the assistant. The third one is a tough nut to crack. A little investigation is needed to clarify his diagnosis. An escapee from the locked-down termitary. Genuinely concerned about Felot. Oh, what's this? On the bed? Wet rags. Used to put them on his forehead? Ooh, what's this? Can't tell what they are from the appearance. No label on the pills. Felot took them. Did he know he was sick? Anything else? Does not appear. Okay. Cool. Ain't no way I'm touching wet plague rags. Just poke him with a stick. It'll be fine. Now that you promised to help me, will you tell me what happened to Felot? Stay put. No. Will you tell me what happened? Does Felot drink? Not a drop. Strict on himself. Doesn't allow me neither. So the neighbor was mistaken after all. Perhaps she wanted to be mistaken out of spite. The reason doesn't really matter, though. What matters is that he wasn't drinking. Those vein problems must indeed be from standing up at work and not from drinking. How else can I help? Save Felot! Found some pills. Medicine. What are these? Who was taking them? We don't use these in the step. Felot said they are so his head doesn't ache. Another symptom. Good. His head hurt. These rags on the bed look like they were used in a compress. To bind something hot or cold over an injury. Do you know anything about it, or... Okay, the other one is get out of the conversation, which I don't want to do. I just want to keep asking questions. I do. Felot was hot, tossed and turned. I put cold on him. So he had a fever, and he didn't mention it during the interview. No, he did. He did mention a fever. He was like, oh, this fever of mine, and we took the, you're the one who owns it more than I do. So he did. Daniel. Come on. Feel that's much sicker than he claimed to be. Those stoic patients can be worse than hypochondriacs sometimes. That's more condemning than the first one, so we'll do that. I worry for him. Stay put. Okay, where is my notebook? Felot. Alcoholism not confirmed, so we'll get rid of the vein damage. But he does have... Well, I'm not going to get rid of it fully. He does have fever, and he does have a headache. Which is here. That is quite a lot of options, but he was also vomiting, right? I guess we didn't like necessarily confirm that it was him 100%. It's just assumed. If I do vomiting, I really like this part of the game so far. I think it is interesting. Okay, that brings it down to 3. Fever, headache, weakness. Fever, headache, weakness. Alcoholism not confirmed. Okay. Is there anything else? No. We already looked at the rags. Ooh, what's this? Who would eat it? Even rats would probably be disgusted. Well, that's probably where the vomiting is coming from, right? Something rotten on the table. Did you eat it? Is this what made Felot vomit? Hungry. We needed. Felot's not rich. Vlad pays the guards so little. Was enough for one. Not enough with me. Hard to feed two. Felot walked. Looked for cheap food. They cheated. Sold rottens. I can understand the difficulty of your situation. Noble deeds come with a cost. So did Felot eat that rotten stuff, or did he not? Did he get sick from food poisoning? This is scary. Never thought to eat the rotten. Then his hunger came. Crazy-like. Grabbed everything, gobbled everything. I took it away. Hid. Told him bad. Rotten, it will hurt. He didn't listen. Like possessed by some hungry beast. And you'd never noticed such indiscriminating behavior before? A change in feeding pattern is certainly telling. Wouldn't necessarily say that that's what it is, but never saw a man wolf bad food like that. Okay. Oh, I guess that is what we're calling it. I mean, regardless of whether we put it on or we don't, it's just this one. Nephropathia epidemica. What is that? Oh, we can look at this. Oh, I've missed this. Okay, sorry. Disease caused by a group of viruses varying with the epidemic focus. Humans contract the virus from animals in their waste. Which would make sense if he works at the termitary, because it's like a... It's not necessarily a slaughterhouse, but it deals with, like, the packaging of... It's a cannery, right? Let me just skip over half of my thoughts and just get to where I was trying to go with that. Disease begins acutely with fever, rapid heartbeat, nausea, and/or vomiting, accompanied by headache and photophobia. After 3 days, a rash appears on the skin and facial flushing becomes evidence. The termitary is a bunkhouse. Oh, okay. Right! That's where, like, a lot of the workers live, right? Okay. What am I thinking of, then? Who knows? Yeah? Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the correction. The abattoir. Okay. That's... Do the people at the termitary work at the abattoir, though? Generally. Is that why I'm conflating the two? Disease causes internal bleeding, leading to patient's death. People in contact with animals. People in contact with animals. We're having a hard time reading now. You think so? Or maybe the factories in general. Okay. That's probably why I'm getting myself confused. Okay. Cool. Good deal. Well, we figured out... I think we figured out what this poor guy is dealing with. It's time to go back. Thrashing in the house, talking to voices in the head. The Abattoir is a kind of temple for the ritual surrounding the bulls that are then turned into meat. Right. Right. This is one reason why I want to, like, replay the game.
I'd rather not hear at all.
I'd never heard of this game, but I want to play the first two. Oh, what's happening here? Please turn that off. I think that's making my brain hurt. Would recommend? I think generally, and Sephi can correct me if I'm wrong, it's technically not required to play the first game. But if you do, it's recommended that you do the HD collection versus the original. And yeah, it's a little rough, but two would recommend. I like this one because the disease that you thought he had before coming to the house has an image with exactly that vein image. Yeah, I can imagine. I didn't realize that there was like the option to like look at what the disease might like look like on a body. But that is a really cool touch. And I can see how like how it's like, I don't know, it can confuse everything, and if you're not really paying attention to what's going on, like you could easily just like miss what's happening. Also, if you try one, ask someone who knows about it for help. It's rougher to go completely blind. Makes sense. Game design is early 2000s. It's not as clean as Pathologic 2 or this one. It expects you to read the manual and does not tutorialize a bunch of stuff. I'm like here for this. All of this. Every aspect of this. It's on sale on Steam for $1. Like, wait, Pathologic 2 is on sale on Steam for $1 right now? Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Oh, the first one, okay. I mean, if it's just $1, you might as well. I got all excited because I was like, wait, A, what the fuck are they thinking? Selling the second one for $1. But also, second one is on sale for $7? Okay, that's still, like, not much. Hey, y'all should, like, hop on it. Pathologic 2 is on sale for €6.79. I mean, it's still pretty solid. That is not much. Neighbors convinced he got sick from alcohol. Is this where Filat threw up, even though he denies inebriation? Anything else I can look at in here? Daniel, we're getting $7 for 7 hours of pain. Who wouldn't? I mean, very much my kind of thing. I play Dark Souls to decompress, okay? This is my jam. Is there anything? It's yelling at me that I need to, like, continue to look for stuff, but I think that's... Okay. I've played Pathologic 2 to relax too many times. I am here for this. Filat's neighbor. Pathologic 2, I mean Pathologic 1 as well, Pathologic in general, is difficult. It's not... Yeah, it's the difficulty ties in with the story. It's not just difficult for difficulty's sake. It is like a direct, it's a direct parallel to what's happening in the game. Yeah. It has to be difficult for the story to work. It is true. For Pathologic 2, they do have difficulty settings, so you can adjust it, although, generally speaking, I would recommend at least trying to play on base settings to start with. But know that those are in there as well. But yeah, I would like I said, I would recommend trying at least on base settings to start with. Just because like it is like a direct parallel to what's happening in game. Yeah. You can lower its difficulty, but the recommendation is to have it on a difficulty which has you on a sweet spot where you struggle, but it's still possible to finish. Yeah, exactly. I think Pathologic 2 is excellently designed, and intended difficulty is very good. Agreed. Agreed with that. Yeah, hence why it's like I highly, highly, strongly recommend trying at base difficulty, with the caveat that if that is too hard, you can adjust it so it's still difficult, but not so much so. 200% difficulty? Not so much. Yeah. That one, little rough, maybe. Okay. There's still... Rotten food is the only kind one can buy for cheap. Felot can't support too, but Felot's craving was so strong he ate these scraps anyway. Is there anything else that I'm missing? Can't open any of that up. We looked at the pills. I can't talk at the lady again. I think Felot has to live like this, eating rotten scraps to save the boy. Sorry if I'm being dense at the moment. I get rid of that for the time being. Okay, I don't believe we'll find anything else in this abode. I'm no detective after all, but now we must discuss my findings. Are you ready? Felot's hallucination? Felot's not crazy. Don't joke about this. What's this mousetrap doing here? Is it just in case, or are there actually mice in this place? Lots of them. Bold. Walk here like it's their home. Mice and rats spread disease. A diagnosis is coming to mind at once, but I need to double check. That's why we need to examine so many patients' homes. Would love to show this to Little if you were here. I need to double check. Townsfolk live in houses. Call us beasts. Cleaner in the steppe. Better. They know nothing. So, mice, headache, fever, hunger, and the vomiting, fatigue, and skin reddening. Oh yeah, it did mention the like redness on his chest could be bites, right? But I only saw like insect bites as an option, but I might have looked in the wrong spot. But yeah, that makes sense. The veins were ruled out, but what happened in the bathroom? Neighbor says Felot drunkenly... No, he doesn't drink! He'd eaten bad food, couldn't keep it down. Didn't want to make a mess in here, so he went where he could do it. And there, water's there for washing. Felot said the water scared him. Heard the dripping, went crazy. Can a man be scared of water? Not his life. Got scared of water for no apparent reason and trashed the bathroom? This is an extremely rare symptom. It should sort it out. Okay. That would explain why we weren't allowed to do anything. Okay, so we have... Is there hydrophobia on here? Yes, there is. I mean, it still just supports our... Excuse me. Our same... diagnosis, but... we like things that continues to support that. I'm just trying to see if... I mean, it's fine. This is what we need. Time to head back to fully diagnose our patient. Am I gonna have to walk back? I mean, probably. I asked that if that's... as if that's a strange thing. Child, can I trade with you? No, because I have nothing! Okay. Never mind. My brain's going funny again, though. Let's go this way. Wait.
Drilling my temples.
Daniel, please. It's for the best. Or do you not want to be like our BFF Artemy? Consider. Rummage through the trash. Find things to give to the children. Well, that's closed. Heck, that would also explain why I can't go that way. Well, I'm gonna... hold on. Yeah, we're not doing great again. This is a problem. What kind of doctor goes into trash cans? The butchery kind. The kind who doesn't have anything in his pockets to keep his brain from being sad. It's a bad time to be this boy. Next he'll be making medicine with blood? Ayo. Ayo, that's an option? I can do that right now? Our lad is having a bad time because I kept taking too long. Hey, do you have anything? No. No, you do not. Look, I know those pills on the table were for like headaches and stuff, but can I eat those? Consider. You want to drink some water about it? It's gonna be not good. Wait.
It was quiet in the Natica.
Okay, that did actually help. Hold up. I've turned too soon. What's going on over here? Can y'all cure my apathy, maybe? No. Locals are used to barter. Here, they exchange microbes. So judgy. Okay. And we can't run because we're too sad. That is a whole mood. Okay. Oh, good. No, it's making me go through bad places again. So real, right though? That's what I'm saying. Haven't run 4 months over it. Jeez. Sad goes brr. I've actually done like a pretty solid job of like going to the gym regularly. Oh. Nope. Okay. Well, I tried to get out my little thing. Hey, it's happening again. Well, sucks. Stopped running when sad hit. I mean, it makes sense. As much as, like, people emphasize the whole, all clues must be gathered first. As much as people, like, try to do the whole, like, oh, working out, like, makes you feel better, it's still, like, rough at times, right? Okay, let me try and get through some of these and make sure I'm selecting the same ones as before. Yeah, it's very much like, you know, no, like, there are times where it's like, it is sometimes a little better to just not push yourself too much. Yeah, one struggle at a time, you know? He said he stayed away from alcohol. He vomited. Let me go back to his drinking off his rocker. You're making it harder to do this. Do you know any other illnesses? You talked more often than. He argued with me too. Is that his room? You've been helpful. Thoughts. So much destruction for Filat, even though he seemed so level-headed during the interview. Okay. Okay. If I can just do this a little faster. Did he know he was sick? Rags. Even rats wouldn't eat this. There it is. Bait inside is still fresh. Rats, mice. Hey, kiddo. Neighbor told me he lived alone. I have no idea what you're saying. It's what you call scientists. I'm a guest here myself. You must be from the termitary. Will you tell me in detail? How'd you get past the guards? What's inside the place? Took you in. Neighbor heard you. Be quiet. Sensible talk. Does he drink? Vein problems must be from something else. Rags on the bed look like they were used. He had a fever. What's the mouse traps? I need to double check. Found some pills. Another symptom. Good. Something rotten on the table. Did he get sick from food poisoning? Never noticed such indiscriminating behavior. Veins ruled out. Feel out. Blah, 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 blah. Extremely rare symptoms. Should sort it all out now. Thanks, kiddo. And look at that. Our brain is not as sad as it was before. Felots. Bulimia. Fever. We can get rid of vein damage. Add headache. Hydrophobia. Okay. That should be enough. And it's time to go. Yay! I don't have anything to share with those children. Now I'm ready to make sense of the symptoms. Time to return. I really like this whole words thing that they're doing. It's cool. It's neat. It makes sense. Did drinking water make our apathy worse? It did not. You were afraid of a bunch of stuff, the mechanics all feel great. Yeah, I like, so I watched Ragnarok's interview with the narrative director for the game. And I know she, like, mentioned a bunch of, like, the new mechanics that they were trying out. And it's one of those, like, you know, coming directly from the devs, I'm a little more like, yeah, I can accept this. This is fine and okay. But there were a couple of things that they mentioned where I was like, that's definitely a departure, but, like, explaining it as a means of, like, helping to emphasize, like, how a character views and experiences the world it made sense and it was real cool. Oh, this is a problem. Fuck. Okay, where am I going? Well, the way that I went originally looked like it was blocked. Am I incorrect? No, I was wrong. I am the problem. Probably just avoid that. Okay. Nope, you stay over there, bud. Is it a left here? Yes. And then straight through. Right? Hold on. Yeah. And this way. More corpses. Hi, buddies. My slacker assistants. I mean, I want to talk to them. However, our brain is starting to get to the point where it's gonna explode again. And I feel like we probably should not let that happen. Oh, look at it! I realized we didn't, like, look at this on our way out. It's so cool. Also, the cows! I heard Bright's brought our cows. Hi, ladies. Locals don't even turn their heads. That's how they dress around here. Those are big city ways would seem just as wild to them. Listen, sometimes you gotta wear scraps, okay? Hi, cow. Locals all but worship them. Or do they actually worship them? Oh, okay. Daniel says, nope, we're done. Been on board with the mechanic differences since early on. I feel a bit validated on what they say about the differences between the routes. Fair. I guess it's cool to be able to, like, see it in practice. Oh, fuck. Game, I don't have anything to resolve my apathy with, is the problem. I can't see as well. It's incredibly dark. I guess, is there a way to fix my apathy? Because I don't have anything to resolve this with. I do appreciate you asking, and I think at this point, yes. How do we fix this? Because I kind of did it bad and ate all my things early on. Because it wasn't helping the way that I thought it was supposed to. And also I read one wrong and made myself very sad. Okay, there's stuff on up the stage. Okay. Okay, cool. Oh god. Brain's going bad again. Just so dark. Beautiful. Thank you, Sephi. I appreciate that. I don't want to make y'all continue to watch me die over and over again. It's one of those things where it's like, if it was just me on my own time, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. But... Oh, that's so much better. Oops, not that. Woof! Yeah, if it was just me on my own time, I'd just be like, okay, whatever. This is just kind of the place that I have put myself in. But for this situation, it's like, no, you guys have already seen me make Daniel so sad that he's just like, nah. we don't need that anymore. So I usually try to help streamers. This is definitely one of those games where it's like, normally, like, if I'm gonna do like a long form sort of series on it, I am probably going to do it for YouTube. But yeah. Have you played past Day 1 Bachelor's Route? I've not gotten particularly far in the Bachelor's Route. When I played, I've seen through Jankovsky's like, or at least one of his routes. I've seen Unending from Pathologic 1 for him. But I haven't played past or very far. I'm pretty sure I got past Day 1. But I couldn't tell you how far in, because it's been a while since I've touched Pathologic 1, in all fairness. You won't spoil it then, but if you fuck up bad enough, you can easily lose 3 to 4 hours of progress. Oof! Oof! That's rough. But also, kind of just, at least for me, it's just kind of what I expect from a game like this. Not specifically this, but you know. Or if you're Cobra, you can get a game-breaking bug and still power through. Damn. Cobra good. Alright, finally! I've been waiting for you, Dr. Denkovsky. As you can see, I've allowed our volunteer orderlies to leave on a break, but they'll all return as soon as you give the word. Good, rest is necessary, let them have a smoke, visit their families. Who knows, they might not get another chance. Well, we're not gonna... For right now, it's fine. Rest is necessary. Consider it done. But what of the third patient, Filat, the termitary guard? You have a diagnosis? I haven't put him to sleep yet. I thought he might be useful to you again. Visited his place in the Skinners, had a look around, spoke to neighbors and someone else. I understand his illness. Get a bug where no NPCs spawn other than bandits, infected, sick, and plague clouds. How did she manage to get through? How did she do it? Genuinely. Because, like, I feel like that would just kind of be it. You're donezo, right? I need to verify a few things with Filat. Struggling. Valid. Just to be sure to put it in the document. Stamp it too. Mr. Little, I barely recognize you. Are you going to teach me how to maintain patient records now? Thank you in such chaos, it might slip my mind, but first, I'll have a word with Filat. I barely recognize you. Okay, I just want to make sure that I did. Okay. Here you are. What took you so long, Doctor? Did my mice detain you? You're joking, despite your nerves. That's a good sign. You can relax, I've seen it. Your secret has been uncovered. I met a mouse in the apartment. Huge one, the size of a teenage boy. You wouldn't happen to know how it crawled, from the cellar. What have you done, Filat? The termitary might have been locked up wrongfully, but it's not your decision who comes out. We'll just say your secret's been uncovered. So you met him. Tried to protect him with everything I had. Went to your hospital so you wouldn't catch it from me. And then you lied. You described fatigue, but you'd been nauseous, feverish, and much more. Again, he did mention the fever. See her doing 4D chest to get ammunition. Oh, jeez. I definitely planning on checking out her content, because here for this. If you just talked right from the start, we wouldn't have wasted all this time. You've solved the entire hospital. You're a good man, which usually means inconvenient. Let's do... Yeah, we'll do that. Never been a good liar. If I told you too much, you'd know that someone was changing my bandages, that I needed money to feed 2 mouths, so I talked as little as I could. Regardless, I found out. Of course you did, and medicine dealing with people is more difficult than all the test tubes and measured doses. Regardless, I found out. Nothing to hide now. Sure, I led the boy through a hidden passage, away from the slaughterhouse. He's just a kid, Doctor. It was hardship that brought him to the cannery. And just like that, Fat Vlad put him to work. Young or old, it doesn't matter to the Olgimskis. They send everyone to the factory. This is of little interest to me, you just obeyed orders. I tell your superior if the vaccine weren't so important. It's not my place to judge you. What you did is noble, but stupid. Consentia causa. This might surprise you, but I'm on your side, despite the risk. It's not my place to judge you. No hero, but I was taught to draw the line somewhere. Treat people like people. Period. I've done what I could. So you're saying you'd let more people out if you had more authority in such decisions, so you believe the termitary doors should be flung wide open. Now, during the epidemic. They'll starve people to death in the termitary, and not just there either. While you were out, I overheard people in the hospital. Aren't you the tyrant who ordered a quarantine? I'm a tyrant, you're a rebel, and no one will be able to tell the difference in the morgue. Without a quarantine, the plague would devour your town in just a day or two. It's the plague I restrict, not people. My task is to save as many lives as possible. Yes, that does require some restriction and discipline. Without the quarantine, the plague would devour your town. Those are dangerous games you play, Doctor. I'm not the only one who doesn't like restrictions. Today, people endure. Tomorrow, too. But in the days that follow, they'll erupt. I told you, you can't humiliate a living being without suffering consequences, and this imprisonment humiliates the town a second time. Everyone's a critic, my decisions aren't up for debate. You try to shame me as if the quarantine were some whim I had. If only we had another way. This won't end well, I tell you. Neither of us can tell the future, and Filat, I come to talk about your diagnosis. Drink this glass of water, please, before we continue. Ah! Take that away! I can't stand hearing the sloshing! Get it away, Doctor. Stop backing up, or you'll overturn the equipment drawer. Look, I've put it away. It's gone now. Mr. Little, calm the patient down, please. Never should have dismissed the orderlies. Decisive symptoms now been confirmed. This is enough to make the diagnosis. Boop. It is, in fact, nephropathia epidemica. Lock that in, please. Check the records. You've diagnosed all 3 of the oddities who didn't quickly die from the plague. You're a mental giant. A luminary. Asked you before, Mr. Little. Stop with the sycophantic theatrics. Excuse me. We still don't know if my diagnoses are correct. Without me, the whole hospital would be a farce. I mean, I'm doing what I must. We awaited your verdict with bated breath. What next? The vaccine? Searching the town for more people with the same symptoms as today's 3? Only choose those with a perfectly clear diagnosis, late stages, pronounced symptoms, or you'll make every mistake. Search, then the vaccine. The blood of these lucky enough to resist the plague should help the others too. Certainly the same as yesterday. Heck. Only choose those with perfectly clear diagnoses. Consider it done, and after that, how much culture should we take? What temperature should we heat it to? Reduce my prior instruction by 1.5 degrees. Don't add too much water. We need the culture medium. Follow the dilution charts. Don't be overzealous with drawing blood. 450 milliliters at most. Otherwise, the weakened patients won't make it. Shake the flasks little. Shake them well. Enriching the mixture with oxygen. That's all you're good for. Don't be overzealous. We've gotten it down in the last 2 nights. We'll manage without supervision, I promise. Rest without fear that we'd ever disgrace you. So, Dr. Denkovsky, sir, do you give us permission to proceed? Shall we start? If we don't vaccinate anyone tonight, there will be 300 deaths. 5 if we do. And my work is errors. This is so damn difficult every time. Make up your mind, Daniel Denkovsky. Vaunted Bachelor of Medicine. They all believe you're a luminary. If we don't vaccinate anyone tonight, there will be 300 deaths. What's going on? I couldn't hear you. Do we begin or not? Go ahead, I will actually leave now. Get some rest before another day just as gruesome. Okay. Hey, look at all these things. Trying to get rid of some of the new things. Done all I can. Time to go back to my headquarters. Back home. To Ava. I'm so full of thoughts. There's so many things bouncing around in this boy's head. Time to go home. Diagnoses made. All diagnoses were correct. The assistants are preparing today. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it is really, it's nice. They're so there. They're just, they've got a good flow to them. Artemis are just kind of all over the place, which, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, fabulous characterization. So good. So good. Look at these guys. So self-absorbed. Even my own hallucinations don't need me anymore. Not romance. Where are we headed? Stillwater. So yeah, we want to go to the gate. Yeah, I love this. I hope not, right? Please no, not that. Ugh, running makes my brain sad. Again, mood. Okay, let's go here. And the second we find a tap, we'll dink some waiter. No! Doctor, we're rotating. Leaving, that is. Abandoning, our post? Oh, indeed? Is this an ultimatum? The reason being? No, wrong. You're going to stand here like tin soldiers protecting a boarded-up district from looters as ordered. Oh, we didn't sign up for this. They've gone and armed themselves. Not petty thieves. No, these are proper... Oh, what's the word? Thugs. They shoot, Doctor. They stab. It's really unheard of around here, raising a knife against your fellow man. And we're unarmed. Don't announce to everyone that you have an empty pistol. Also, it's not empty. Well, I guess the gun that we've been using is different than the pistol that we're carrying, but, you know. Are you asking me to arm you? No, we're not thugs. Your capital might be a vicious place, but this town used to be a living thing. We don't have, murders. We have an epidemic. They have side effects. Violence, dissolution of boundaries, desperation. I foresaw all of this. Now is not the time to be sentimental. Do your job. I'm afraid not, Doctor. We're volunteers. We took no oath. You took no oath, but you'll truly abandon the town to such a fate? What if everyone goes back on their commitments now? Suppose I go back on mine? That's a little much, bud. You'll truly abandon the town to such a fate? Not letting thieves in and sick out? Fine. Putting yourself in front of a bullet or a blade? Well, to say it again, that's a whole different beast. The fact you've brought us to this state is, thought-provoking. Again, really unheard of. And on that note, as they say, we take our leave. Brought you to the state? How pray tell me. This is an emergency, not a carnival. Yes, you're volunteers. You're horrified by such inhumanity, as you said yourself. Go and stop it. However you like, this certainly is not a job for cowards. Ugh. Horrified by such inhumanity. Whoa! And they're gone! I mean... which way am I going? It's a bad time here.
There he is. Come over here.
You stay away from me. Also, someone is shooting behind me. We'll just
Stop
do it.
right there.
Hey!
You.
I'm gonna need everyone to stop being little freaks. What is hurting us? Oh, am I bleeding?
My head
Hold on.
hurts enough as it is.
Shit. Blood, bile, and phlegm have been companions of doctors since ancient times. We make medicines from caustic bile. That's a Webley MK4. Nerd. Nerd! I think I'm gonna die.
Get back
You
here.
fuck off, dude! He's still punching me! Just gonna have to walk backwards the whole time. Okay, hold on. Facebook. We diagnosed him. It is time to leave. Just gonna triple check. Is that nope, thoughts. That's what I need. It's time to go. And again, just because I'm here and I can see all these things, we're gonna get rid of those again. And we'll do a better job of keeping the man from punching us to death. We'll delay the town's demise for another day. Love that. Great. Cow? Cow. I hear cow. I'm currently not friends with cows at the moment. I've been playing Katamari. And the Taurus level fucking sucks. As always. This is known. Okay. You're gonna stand here like 10 soldiers. Are you asking me to arm you? I have an epidemic. Oh, that didn't actually mean to do that one. That's not what I said before. Afraid not, Doctor. We're volunteers. We took an oath. You'll truly abandon the town. Go and stop it.
Misophonia, Denkovsky.
Got you. Come over here. Closer.
Back off, dude.
Come here. Hold it. There he is.
run away from the man so he does not punch me. Where am I?
Quiet, you lot.
Sometimes it's that. I need to go to the left. Fuck off.
Come back.
Fuck off!
You better
Shit. I have made a terrible mistake.
You're not going anywhere.
Oh no. Yeah, we have none bullets. We just have to intimidate everyone, which I am real bad at. Jankowski doesn't like to run. Which, like, I vaguely understand. But also I need him to. His life literally depends on it. And I need him to understand the fact that, like, hey, it's real bad out right now. Yeah, and yet he doesn't run. It's almost like the boy wants to die. Almost like he doesn't care. Yeah. I think we've seen this before. I just can even say he's apathetic. Wow! You could say that. Which, again, I get, but also, sir, hustle. Fair enough, you took an oath. Go stop it. Okay. Ew.
Closer. Hold it. Come here. There he is.
You stay the fuck away from me, my guy.
Can't think like that.
Come here. Hold it. Coward. Over here. Closer. Hold it. Where are you chewing?
Where am I going is a powerful question.
There he is. Just wait. Come over here. He's out of ammo.
No, I'm not. You don't know that? Fuck. Maybe they do know that. Punch Daniel! His heart is exploding. Stop! Look, I know you've got silly soft hands that have never done a proper days of hard work, hard labor, hard intensive labor. Not that doing science isn't hard, but like physical labor. I need you to punch the man in the mouth, okay? Listen here. I think I just need to aim at them a little less. Although you know, I wouldn't necessarily assume that because somebody hasn't shot yet that they don't have bullets in their gun. I would just assume that they don't want to shoot me at the moment, and that's because I'm not close to them, you know? If I were trying to rob someone. Are you asking me to arm you? But maybe I'm the fool, actually.
Come here. There he is. Hold it. Closer.
Stay over there. No, you don't.
Don't want to hear this. Hey, you. Come over here. There he is. Got you. You better run. Where are you going?
Fuck.
Closer. Come here.
What is hurting me? Okay. I don't know what that noise was. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. Which way do I need to turn? Right.
There he is.
Fuck off. That is fair. Thank you for hanging out as long as you have, Sephi. Thank you for your help with the video game. I hope you are able to get some good rest. I'm super enjoying the demo so far, despite the fact that I'm having trouble with this little section. I understand what they're trying to teach me with it, and that's fair and fine. Get some good rest. We'll see you later. Have a good one. And again, thank you for the follow. I appreciated it.
Keep quiet.
Oh, I got turned around a little bit. Have a good one. Look, we've made it. Probably. Okay. Get me out of there. That was a bad place. I won't draw my gun where no one threatens me. I mean, that's a good thing, generally speaking.
Boiling, crackling, screeching.
Hey, we're at our temporary home. Can we see any thoughts about it? No? Who are these? Who are these kids? Raise the yellow flag. Yellow flag doesn't stand for quarantine, you dum-dum. It's the other way around. It's you who stands for quarantine. Yellow flag means hang all borders. And who are you planning to hang, might I ask? Yellow flag means plague on board, so it's correct. Yellow flag means everyone on board is in good health, or adventure novels are a bad source of seafaring knowledge, you know. Who are you planning to hang, might I ask? Get us our boat, mister. A boat used to be my hat, you dum-dum. That's because your head is so small. Matchstick head. So this boat is a headdress. Brain power is not determined by the size of one's head. People think differently in this hat. I can't reach it. He won't get you the boat. His head is ill-fitting. He thinks in mere 3 dimensions. You won't do, mister. Leave the boat be. First of all, are you sure it's a hat? I think if it fits anyone here, it'll be me. It's never my intention to get it. Walking around with wet feet in October is a bad idea. I think all this tri-dimensionality suits my head. Just don't steal boats from the ferrymen. What is it made of? Toy ship? Could have made it from drafts of my decrees instead. Okay. Are we trying to go inside? Probably. I just wanted to see what the kids were up to. That's all. Hey, I'll stop making you run, bud. Sorry. Can we go inside? Yes, we can. Even Ava doesn't know what it's in there. Locked, locked, locked. I think there's a dwarf in a mask. A neighbor claims Pilot is a drunkard and I don't think that's supposed to be there. Unless we're just thinking about the day. Which, you know, would also make sense.
It wasn't me. Don't look at me like that.
You're back, and just in time. You know, a mob is slowly gathering outside the house. I didn't see anyone. I did. They peer into the windows, planning something. Deliberating. Sometimes they carry torches, and sometimes stakes. I think they're up to wickedness. You often see what isn't there, Eva, don't you? If you decide to go out and check after all, please take me with you. And how are you going to help me, Eva? Besides, I'm sure you just thought you saw all that. No need, I won't be there long. Wait, let's talk a little first, like we always do. You said it yourself yesterday. When you're talking to me, it's like talking to a cat. It's the only way to sort your thoughts. You must have brought so many new thoughts with you. Tell me. No, if I was wrong then, you're not a cat. Sorry for that arrogant thing I said, I've changed now. You're the most precious listener to me, but my head is filled with miserable chaos right now. Will you tell me? You see? Well, first of all, it's clear the sand pest can't be defeated by ordinary means. We are so short in time. Creating a vaccine takes weeks. I don't even have days. Which means we must do something different. But what? How do we find an opening? You believe Simon would help you if you found out where he was? What can replace time when there's not enough of it? Time. On occasion, Eva, time can be replaced with people. We don't have those here either. As they say, 9 women can't make a baby in a month. Neither can time be replaced with space. Though, maybe. Keep talking. I'm a human. I'm an intelligent, industrious, courageous human. A good specimen, one of the finest, and still I have too many limitations. Solving these problems takes something greater, a stream, if you will, instead of a point. It must pass through several apertures at once. Go on, keep talking, I understand. Wait, what's that noise outside? I told you, there are people, and they're scaring me, but our conversation is more important. It will never happen again. It will, I'll remember where we left off. Whoa! Where did the time go? What was that note? Or that thought, I should say? Eva believes some strangers have wandered into our yard. I'd better go out and have a look. Not everyone in town is content with the epidemic measures. This district is rebelling. I need to be careful. Well... maybe we don't go outside then. Consider. Ooh! Oh, shit! Tar him, feather him, smear him with brimstone. Oh! Don't go that way. You will get stabbed with a stick.
What?
It's so hard on you, poor thing. Look, some of your hair has turned gray in the past days. You're a learned man. Why does it do that? Did someone's hair really gray so suddenly? Hold on, Ava, we're in danger. Let's drop this idle talk. No, shock just makes hair fall out sometimes. The gray hairs remain, so it looks like the person is suddenly grayed. Can, but only over time. The hair that grows after the shock lacks the necessary pigment. It's not instant. We're in danger. Let's drop this idle chat. See, I told you so. That talk remains in the past and it won't happen again. What's happening out there? What do they want? I made one mistake. Just one? What mistake? Now you're making fun of me. Tell me, what was it? Did you make this mistake in the past? Do you know how to make it right? Yes, you see, I was trying to tune down the panic and stop the infection from spreading, so I issued some harsh decrees on quarantine measures. Told everyone to stay home. No talking, no sneaking out. Not everyone found this enjoyable. People feel they're powerless, that all they can do is wait for the sand pest, wait for death. It's so hard to wait. It all piled up rather unfortunately. The regular supply train run was running late, and the quarantine was very sudden. Many people lacked necessities. Food, medicine, water, and much more. Town became a rat trap, and a cornered rat. Pounces on the cat, and even overcomes it sometimes. Thought it all through. I'll revoke the decree, right now. It won't get any worse. No one complied with it anyway. Just led to exasperation, no sanitary measures. There's no authority here, just anarchy and chaos. To hell with it. I'm revoking the decree this instant. Is it not too late? Well, something has to be done anyway. I guess we'll see. I'm coming upstairs. It is too late. Are you suggesting to just give up? Something has to be done anyway. Oh, a boy came here recently. Agitated. Angry. Carrying some papers. I gave him bread and dried apples. He's upstairs, by the table you sign all your papers at. Okay, I'm going. Yes, I know. That's Sticky, the town hall's messenger. Nimble kid. Dried apples. When I brought them yesterday, they were for you, you know. That's Sticky. It's just Sticky. Okay. Well, hey. We're still thinking about Felot. Just can't get that man out of my head. Hey, kiddo.
Have you seen a pale, glimmering man walking around at night?
So they made a bunch of decrees about the town. Like there weren't enough already. Told me to bring them to you. For approval. For review, not approval. I'll only approve them if I find them at least minimally sensible. Hold on, boy, I know your face. Not just from Town Hall. I've seen you before elsewhere. It's for review. Not to ask the higher-ups. I just bring you what I'm given. You decree, we carry it out. Instantly. You got full authority 2 days ago, didn't you? So use it. We'll obey. As far as I'm concerned, roosters do the crowing, and who cares if the sun doesn't rise? Yes, and I'll use that authority to lift the quarantine. It can't get worse than it already is. Okay. Up to 3? Oh boy. Bad decree. The enacted decree is causing problems. Select and remove it using Z. It's been removed. Contagion, unrest, focus of infection eliminated. Okay. Prohibit dying. Fuck, dude. No one's allowed to die. Everyone lives. Round-the-clock operations allow night shifts at the Olgimski's factory. Systematically exterminate all small rodents, insect pests, and other vile scum from the town. Prohibit mentioning or assisting the step cannibal Shabnak Adir. After all, it's only a myth. I'm gonna ban the Shabnak. Burn out the infection. Burn down houses where signs of infection have been identified. Plus 25 unrest. Pest control seems like a good option. I have 20 patrolmen left. I could do... Wait, can I only choose one at a time? Oh, wait, I see. Okay. For pest control, I need to select it on the different ones. Round the clock operations. Oh, that's all I can do for now. So, do I have to do a third? Fuck. Okay. In that case... That increases... That's fine. Oh. It's less fine, actually. Ah! 5 patrolmen, 5 orderlies. I can't do any of those because I don't have resources for any of them. What do I have? I need patrolmen. We could do without unrest being so far down. 20 patrolmen is the problem. But pest control is so good. Oops, I meant to change that. Yes. That, and then that. Do I have to do all three, or can I just do one?
Whichever finger bleeds,
You're not sticky.
the whole hand aches.
Remember our request? There are 500 kids at the polyhedron right now. 522 to be precise, not counting me. Tower supports our weight just fine. Don't order the evacuation. It must not happen. What are you doing here, kid? You're supposed to be in the polyhedron. We agreed yesterday that I'd make no promises until I've conclusively studied what keeps your impossible tower standing. It's a perfect isolation ward. It's above ground, made of glass, across the river. We're not in any danger of contracting the sand pest. You're in danger of this tower collapsing, which, unlike the sand pest, would have a 100% fatality rate. Do I understand you correctly that you no longer regard the sand pest as a threat? It's a gross overstatement. Are you familiar with the term contradictio in adjecto? What makes you think that? You lifted the quarantine, and I think we agreed you'd stop calling me kid. I just signed the decree. The ink hasn't even dried. Apologies, young man. I always forget the characteristic precocity of the Kane children. I just signed the decree. The ink hasn't even dried. Living in some special timeline of your own, Dr. Denkovsky. For all I know, it might have taken you a fairly long time to sign the decree. In the meantime, the weather has turned fair, and the quarantine is nothing but a memory. Go outside and see what you have wrought. Go have a look. My decrees aren't usually this popular in your town. Ooh, boy.
Weird, but tolerable.
Just slowly poisoning myself to keep me from being sad. It's fine. My decrees are executed executed promptly. The quarantine is lifted. I need to go out and make sure the rioters are no longer a threat. Weird, but tolerable. How my wife describes me. Oh no, Bird. Please. Weird and acceptable. Love having him around. He's great. Oh, that's a bad thing. Hey, what are our thoughts on that? Hey, what are our thoughts on that thing? They call her the Shabnuk. Without the quarantine, the plague has come to my doorstep. Damned if I do. What are you telling me, noseless one? Well, what am I supposed to do? Oh, hi! Noseless is a wild insult.
Your foe.
Right?
I
it's the shop knock.
Do not push me away.
Okay, alright. Listen, lady. Hello, doctor. Thank you for clearing the way for me. Just wanted to fix my mistakes with the quarantine, and I'm neither your friend nor ally, you damned thing. I can assume that this is a case of damned if you do, damned if you don't, as my colleague Bruch would put it. It's a classic medieval story, a doctor talking to the plague. But that's more Clara's thing. Changeling girl. You're not. You're just a smart fellow who finally understood that I'm a blessing, not a curse. That sign of yours figured it out long ago, by the way. That's why he allowed me into the town. That's why he took my communion. Is that why he died? You're lying, mealy-mouthed creature? Son created this town himself. Wouldn't have let you in here on purpose. Is that why he died? Oh, bachelor. He hasn't died. You're just looking in the wrong direction. He excluded time from the world, and thus became immortal. He's dying, sickening, living, rotting, thriving, all at once. He found a way. Just a minute. Give me some time to think. I can wait. I have time aplenty. An infinite amount. You say he's excluded time from the world, so I'll just include it back. Now where's the nearest clock? My sundial's useless in the plague mist. Just add it back. Why is everything shaking? Thoughts on that? Need to find a mechanical clock and restart the time. Sounds easy. Easier than anything I did in this town. Well, there's bound to be a clock inside the house, right? Still thinking about Felot. No clock in there. Can't open that. Hey, Eva. Is there a clock anywhere in this dang house? Where's the charge? Unavailable in the demo. Okay. Oh, clock. Can I not use that one? And now I have wet feet. Unfortunate. Was there a clock upstairs? Also, nothing in there. Temporary safe haven. Okay, it's not necessarily telling me anything new. Outside of, this is probably where I need to be. Need to find a mechanical clock. Hi, buddy. Did someone die here? Didn't notice you come in, mask. Someone going to die. What troubles you? Your day is over. I'm looking for Simon, but I can't find him. This mystery can only be unraveled slowly by steps, but there's not enough of me to get it all done. I'm battling the sand pest. I'm just not getting anywhere. It's too elusive, unknowable. Defeat it here, it reappears there. It's not enough of me to deal with it. Not just the illness, it's the chaos. As soon as I've contained the plague, the town erupts into rioting. How do I work in every dimension at once? It's not enough of me. I need it both here and at the capital at the same time. My actions in both places are connected, but I can't reach them both at the same time. There's only one of me, and that's not enough. It's not just the illness, it's the chaos. A mire indeed, so let it not your grave become. It may be best to cry surrender. At least you've held on to humanity. Feeble joy though that may be to you. You can but do the things that can be done. No more. Accept your fate as it stands. There can still can be a victory in this. I think there is a solution. Just hide somewhere unusual. Is that a clock behind you? Town is a space, so is the nation, and there's not enough of me in that space. The world has many facets. I can lose in one and win in another. You know, as a child, I never understood sewing machines. How did the needle keep going in and out of the cloth without ripping the thread out of on its way back? I'm sure you've got a thought there somewhere, but I can lose in one and win in another. Is time itself your quarry now? Would you repair the past? Can such a thing be done? Seigneur, you know the literature on this. A flap of wings hither, a storm thither. Thither, excuse me. Though that one tale is yet unwritten. I'll at least try to picture how things might have gone differently. No, I will just learn a different mode of thinking, bend this straight line. Tomorrow will be yesterday. Start with myself, as usual, and then we'll see. This is of personal importance to me, you see. I want to see Time's underbelly. I want to see Time's underbelly. Well said. But I knew you not to be Raquelian. Suppose my remaining option is to become one. I just feel sorry for Eva. Or rather, sorry about her. Suppose my remaining option is to become one. Then lay your head and sleep. Or will you stare into the clock's face as if it were a stereogram or sacred icon? Perhaps it will become what it is not. I suppose that's the thing to do. It will respond, and then there won't be too little of me to go around anymore. I'll just recall what happened 2 days ago. Keep thinking about the day it all began. Start over. Here I am, leaving the capital. Loot? None loot. Use! Telling story requires time. Time is embodied in amalgam. I will consume it when trying to recall another day. A new day brings new memories. Select a day to explore. Oh, do I not have enough time to do those? But I can do day 1 or 2. No. Okay. I can only do the ones that I have vague amounts of gray on. Thank Thank you for walking some of the bachelor's path with him. This is only the beginning. Okay, well, I streamed for 3.5 hours. Oopsies. Didn't intend for that to happen. Glad I started when I did then. But that's the demo. I am impressed and intrigued and very excited. Leaving the stream as I started. Incredibly excited. Let's go here. Thank you for streaming. This game looks so good. I'm so glad. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I'm glad that it caught your interest. I'm glad that I could, like, I don't know, share this with people. It's neat. It's like I said, like, it's a series that I'm like super interested in and definitely have enjoyed previously. But especially with the new game coming out at some point, I'm like super excited to like fully jump into this game. And the series as a whole. But yeah. Let me see if we can find anyone else streaming this. Because this is neat and cool. One moment, please. It looks like there is another queer streamer playing Pathologic at the moment. So we're gonna go raid into them. Their name is Cryptid Ness. We haven't raided a new person in a really long time, but it just feels like the thing to do, you know? Yeah, I thank you all for hanging out. And experiencing this with us. This was really cool. I'm super stoked about this. Like I said, I plan on playing Pathologic 2 in my own time soon. And will consider doing a YouTube series as well for those of you who are interested in the game, but not necessarily wanting to play it yourself and or just want to see me have a good time in a bad situation. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna go raid Cryptid Ness, and we'll be back with Bully whenever it is that I stream next. Gonna say Wednesday, who knows if it's actually Wednesday. For now, take care of your dang selves, have a good rest of your time zone, I'll see y'all later. Bye, friends.